Oh my god.
Special guest.
This is my raid face.
What the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
Hey.
Nothing at all.
Oh my gosh.
What's that?
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and sometimes Tangent. Today we got a guest. We're joined by CasaMasa. How's it going? And
Yeah.
the usual Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and GamingEmblem.
I'm gaming Tenda now.
Oh,
How's it going, guys?
No.
We'll go ahead and start off. Casa, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, let them know what you do and stuff and things.
Usually kind of a semi-variety on Twitch, and I dabble between Gundam Battle Operation 2 on the weekends now while I am in college, so doing lots of rhythm games. I guess an IL already if you upload your check. But that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Hang on one sec.
From my other genres I tend to dabble in on the occasion.
Is he lagging for anybody else?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely bad. We need to switch servers.
Yeah, let's swap the server real quick.
We did that on a call? My personal call?
Yeah, we can. Just got to remember how to do it.
It should just be on the top right?
So that.
See it.
So that is one. So yeah, technical difficulty right at the first part. So that's actually probably where some of the sound problems were coming from. Oh, there it is. I see it. My bad. Yeah. Okay, so we got West Coast. Okay, try now. We're on West Coast.
Got something.
We good now? Casa?
I can still hear you fine. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
and that's much better too. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so round 2. Let everybody know what you got, what you do, stuff and things like that, all that jazz.
Okay. So once again, I am CasaMasa, semi-variety caster here on Twitch, dabbling between Gundam Battle Operation 2 on the weekends and some rhythm games on the mobile. I stream from both of them. Otherwise, I do some sci-fi and other RPGs on the occasion. And that's what my schedule is pretty much during the school semesters. Otherwise, I expand to a wider variety of things during the summers and winters.
Cool.
Diversity is good.
Although too many games happens in my case.
Understandable.
Everything in excess is never good for you, Magnum.
But anyway, how was your past weeks, Gustav and Emblem?
I've been playing probably more Genshin Impact than I should. I'm approaching level 30, which feels good, man. Just roaming around, picking things up, doing dailies.
Are
What was
we
that?
here?
Can you not hear me? Hello?
Uh-oh, something. Casa?
Yeah, I'm here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, it's starting to break up a little bit more.
Yeah, we're having some...
What?
There we go.
There it is.
We back?
I'm still here. I haven't left.
Oh, okay.
We're just more wondering about the connection.
Is it just you and me now?
Can you not hear anyone else?
Wait, can you not hear Emblem and Gustav?
Like, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can. All right.
Alrighty.
Okay.
That was weird.
All
right.
The short answer is
I'm
I'm playing a lot of
delay
Genshin.
going on, but like, gotta try to keep an eye on that.
Discord's weird, man.
Yeah, it's like right now they must be having server issues right now.
But yeah, Genshin Impact. A a little less battle operation while I play Breath of the Waifu. So I've been doing it up on there. But we still had our community matches and stuff during the weekend. That was pretty good. I've been caught up around the house on the past couple of weekends, so I'm glad I was able to get it on Sunday this time around and be able to actually get some viewer matches watched on top of just played in as well. It's always good.
Cool. Gustav, what have you been up to? Yeah, what have you been up to? Words.
Yeah, usual dailies and cross raids are actually into Iron-Blooded Orphans. Just did the intro yesterday. So we'll be going through that, and it's pretty much the home stretch. Like, it's one long thing for the original IBO, and then the side story is only a few. Like, maybe a handful of missions. I'm kind of tempted to try to do more than one a day, but considering that they're probably going to have some stipulations that make them take forever, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of pretty endgamey units, and some of our custom characters have gotten pretty strong, so I don't think we're going to have too many problems. And then after that, it'll be on to Yakuza 3.
There you go. Yeah, I've been debating on starting on that series, but that's a lot of games.
Yeah, a lot of people. I was gonna say a lot of people have recently because apparently there was a big sale.
Yeah.
So like I saw a lot of people jump on Zero, and I kind of wonder how many of them are gonna continue after that.
Thought about it, but it's also like Persona as well. That's another series that's
Oh
like,
god, yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot of content.
But anyway, as far as my week,
Mm.
we fixed the laptop. Woo!
Hey,
I mean, that's pretty much been the biggest thing. Other than that, played whatever GBO2 I could. Genshin Impact. Also been joining in on Breath of the VTuber. And oh yeah, finished Marvel's Avengers with the laptop being fixed too. So yeah, game still buggy, but I technically have beaten it now. So hopefully that game gets better in like a year. Something like
oh
that.
man,
Yeah, right.
that seems to be the pattern, right? Like I just recently saw a video, or not a video, but an article about Fallout 76, and like they finally did it. It's actually okay now.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's that. There's like, I mean, that's been which Ubisoft's like go to. For instance, like Rainbow Six Siege was just garbage when it first came out, and now it's like a proper esport.
Is it fair to say that that's just like the lot that you get with games as a service kind of stuff?
Nowadays, anyway, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like this game's been overhauled a couple times, at least in terms of like movement and things like that.
One thing I do like about GBO2 is that they do like actual changes that are decently significant.
It feels like an actual service. As much as we gripe about other shit about it, like we definitely have to admit that it's changed a lot.
Actually,
For
that
sure.
is one question too. Before we get into the Bawu stuff, with the water stuff that's come out, Casa, what do you think about the water maps?
A good set of trade-offs going with for them. I mean, like I think this as a good a time in the water, doing things in there and out of the water. I'm having not really a bad time in either environment, out or in. The trade-offs are concerned. Thank you, Dark. And it's like it's like if I want to be hidden for a while, I can be hidden until like someone else on the radar or something. I don't know exactly how that works, but I feel like I can be getting away with that fairly well as opposed to look fishing for them. And I think it's all right. I don't have anything to complain about it unless the people can get a particulars in it. As far as my perspective is concerned, it seems okay.
But yeah, like I agree with that. It's one thing actually too. Does anybody know, when you're, because like you said, if you're in the water and the whole stealth thing, like there's sometimes that I'm like, shouldn't they know I'm here? And then there's other times that I'm like, how do they know I'm here? Like, has anybody run into that?
Sometimes I feel like there's a certain amount of transparency. Especially when you're in the overhead map, you can just sometimes straight up see people, regardless of their bars and stuff on the enemy team. And there's a certain amount of activeness that you need. Like for example, on River, I'm almost always like pelting the water for something if I see even a slight hint of like an explosion or like movement, just to try to get it ahead of the actual radar, like catching them. Because that's something that other people can see too once they get hit, for their health bar popping up.
I guess that's what it is then, like getting that one stray bullet, and it seems like everybody just piles in.
Yeah,
It's
it's like, oh, what the fuck? Ah, kill it.
But yeah,
If you've ever seen those movies where like a bunch of people riddle like a pool of water with bullets only to see like blood come up, that's pretty much River and like the new maps in a nutshell. Instead of blood, it's just an explosion after the fact.
but yeah, I think hopefully with the new map though, the jungle map specifically, they do some decent changes with like how it's, well, foliage being crazy in some places, like straight up swallowing your suit sometimes, depending on what you're in.
Real talk, that's been kind of cool. There's a video that I saw of JP player planted a bomb, right? Got in his act guy and like went prone. And the second someone wants to investigate, you just see him pop up like a fucking ninja, like dun dun, smack, and just proceeded to body rock this dude. So yeah, there's definitely applications for it, and a lot of people have actually been changing their camo accordingly.
Can just be able to pitch black suits in space.
Oh my
They're
god,
starting
yeah.
to jungle up.
I actually saw a fully camoed, what was it? I think it was a Cubile that was using like the desert camo in Tropical. I was like, what the fuck is, oh my god. Like I was like, they actually went there. He actually tried it. But yeah, jungle seems like it's a bit more consistent with you actually being able to pull that off, which is nice.
Okay, on a side note, I didn't notice that I had the game still up on the thing. I got that picture 2 for the Aqua GM, and so yeah, by the way, just on the side note, I just see a hate mail that I got at some point.
Uh-oh.
Noob, trash, cheater.
Him mad.
Yes.
Fuck.
Much mad, very oh no.
That's
Oh
great.
no.
Anyway,
Oh no.
but yeah, like I hope they have the same treatment that they did with Mountain. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Bawu real quick.
Oh.
Bow.
Just go around and kind of give our thoughts on it, since we've had to sit on it for a week, either playing it or playing against it. I think every one of our cases, it's been against it.
Unfortunately.
Ah, yes, the bow. There we go. Good old Google Translate.
Bow.
The bow.
But so as far as it goes, it's a pretty shooty suit. And then if you want to pull up the stats on it real quick or something, if we want to go through
I've already
that.
got everything up.
Cool.
I was just going to touch on a couple of key things with it, just not go through everything.
Yeah.
The suit is available at 550, 600. It has space specialization. It starts at 17,000 HP, level 1. Level 2 has 1850. It favors shooting correction over... Well, yeah, it favors shooting over melee, so it has better range damage over melee, but they're like a point different at level 1 and 2 points different at level 2 in favor of range damage. So you can kind of build your kit in that regard to cover your preferences. Although the range slots, you have less long slots or bottom slots compared to your medium and your top or melee slots. You get 15 on those and 10 on the bottom. And when you level up your, which is interesting, your range slots stay the same, or your bottom slots, they're still 10, but you go up to 17. So you could almost even try to do a spec where you do an increase in your melee damage or maybe your boost or something, or just build some type of range damage modification. One thing to note is that from consecutive hits, your damage fall off is only 80%, or it only reduces to 80% compared to losing half of your damage, which is interesting. Your melee modifiers stay the same. It's still the 100% for neutral, 75 for sides, and 130 on down. The beam rifle does pretty decent damage. Without going like fully into it, it feels like on paper it looks very similar to the Tristan's beam rifle. I don't think the damage numbers are exactly the same. I don't want to like go too deep into it, but that is a thing. Stagger value is 50% on a normal shot, 65 on a full charge, and a full normal shot is 70% heat, full charge is 100. Its beam saber is a 2300 power, 2415 at level 2. You have your wing missiles, which do 1,000, which you have 6 bullets or 6 missiles in it per clip. Has 1,000 power per missile. And it does 35% stagger build up. It's a really good way to punish. I've seen people using it. Kind of think of it like the MLRS, not MLRS, but the whatever the gun cannon is, the one of the little
SML.
sub rockets. Yeah, SML. Thank you. Or ground type full armor, stuff like that. It has the arm grenade launcher, and a powerful cannon, and a shield. But it seems to have a lot of good options. It looks like a pretty standard kind of like balanced kit, which kind of lets you be really versatile. And just the big thing to put on, it has a dodge roll, it has balancer, force ejection level 2, it has AMBAC. You can use as level 1 combo controller, maneuver armor, it has cushions for the wings on its back. It also has high performance radar. That's the abridged version of the suit.
So, I mean, what do you think of it so far playing against it?
Honestly, I really haven't played against it that much. Maybe I just wasn't playing enough games, too much Genshin Impact or something. But I've only seen it in a few games, and like it doesn't. I can't say like the damage isn't there, but it doesn't. Like I feel like it doesn't have to. Whenever I've seen it, granted, it's not always trying to attack me because I'm not a support, but it doesn't have like the threat impact that you see on a like a Jarja or something like that. But I don't know. I still think his suit's good though. Like it seems like it's a pretty solid, like just all around, and it's versatile, which I think is good in any mobile suit because you're not just stuck trying to hit people. You can clap at a range as well, which is really good.
I definitely like shooty suits. Also, what do you think of it? Have you run into it much?
It's a large variety, especially I'm a big fan of its mega particle cannon. It's in terms of like oh shit situations or kind of like a free stunner, like in there, slash people up. But that's my favorite feature about the Bawu. And I think it's just I'm still getting used to raid suits in general because I consider most just
Say it again.
that within. Sorry. Can you hear?
It's still cutting out. Internet problems.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I don't know. Part of it does sound
Loading
connection.
this pile
Another
was-
part of it. Oh, sorry. I was just say another part of it kind of sounds like you might be getting I don't know what term I'm looking for, gated or something. Almost like it's picking up and then dropping your audio. If that makes sense.
That might be it.
Okay. So could be. It also be editing and doing the video call on Discord is overwhelming my computer, so I could shut down my end of stream, and then I'll just remain in the call.
We can keep trying it though. I don't
Or
I
did
think
they
we
not?
have to do that.
We'll see what happens. You can
Okay.
give it a shot.
Well, did that fix it, or did you already?
No, not shut anything down.
You haven't shut
Yeah, it
anything
sounds about
down.
the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
If I guess while connection is stable now, I will say that I do like the Bawu very much, but I'm sure any particular style of suit. Kind of dabble within raids, generals, and sorts. And I really do like the Mega Particle Cannon, considering that how at least I feel like it quickly recharges enough for me to use it very frequently in terms of like like oh no situations or get to stun someone real quick just to get some slashes in. That's pretty much my favorite features of the Bawu shield, and it's too.
Yeah. It's
Or did that not get through?
no, that got through.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that sounded better for sure.
I'm kind of thinking. I'm still like, this is always my response. Anything that comes out 550 cost, I'm always looking at it from the perspective of the MLRS is pretty much the best support at that cost, and at this point, the 551 for anybody who was playing was given out at the end of the month. So if you were just playing, if you actually played the game enough, you got it for free because of the platinum medal thing, and then now it's in the ticket shop as well. So there's probably going to be at least the level 1, and yeah, I mean even at 600 you can use the 550, and I still would say that the 550 MLRS is the best support at 600 as well, besides the 600 MLRS. But I mean, where it's a shooty suit, there's that shield, and your only answer is the missiles. And that's pretty much been the most successful I've seen them. They'll hit me with the missiles, they'll stagger me, they'll then have to aim behind the shield and shoot me with its mega particle shield cannon or whatever, and then come up and knock me down, pull back, shoot me with the beam, and then do another downswing into my legs. And like, even when they, which I'm not sure how much they're hitting with everything, even when they get a good combo off on me, it still seems to be, I get up with about half my health. At worst, maybe 30% of my health left. Whereas most other raids at that cost, I mean, look at the Jarja, or even then you start looking at the Night Seeker 5 or anything like that, or even go with the 500 Striker. If they can downswing me, they can get a stagger and just downswing me. They just downswing me 2 more times, or just whatever they can, anything they can hit me with, I'm normally dead. Like just about every other raid at that cost can one combo, as long as they just get that first stagger and go straight for a knockdown. Whereas anything that has to try to outshoot the MLRS, just, I don't know, I feel like you can't outshoot that suit.
I feel you there. I wish I could. I I wish I could add more. Like the only thing I can really think of off of that is just like maybe they should have been using the missiles more as a confirm after the knockdown.
Like
But,
I think that's
like,
where
I don't know.
I think that's where the versatility kind of comes in.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky though, because I mean I feel you there. The Georgia can fight the MLRS and finish its plate, just because of how powerful it is. So I guess it just kind of comes down to versatility. I don't know. Maybe people seem to figure it out too, but I feel you on that. Your matchup against the MLRS is a pretty big deal, so I can get that.
I will say, someone said that I should talk to Lotus, and he just commented in chat. He's saying that the full beam rifle charge is a huge chunk, about 50% of his HP. So, which I mean, the MLRS doesn't have hardly any HP. Like you're looking at 13k level 1, so you don't have to do much damage to kill it. You just gotta not hit the shield.
You gotta get around the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pressure of doing that while you have like this constant threat of like your maneuver armor being busted or just being flat out stunned when you land, just trying to maneuver around it. And that's always been one of the bigger things about that suit. I've seen a lot of stuff for like highlight reels and stuff for the Bawu. The missiles in particular tend to be used as like a follow-up after they've already been engaged, and it's actually pretty nice. In space in particular, people are using the you know how you tend to disengage backwards with your boost? They're using the momentum from that to carry them further while they stop to use their missiles, like mid-boost. They just cancel out of it.
That makes sense.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of smooth transitions with that suit. It's definitely a little bit more slick in space, as you would expect. But it's been interesting to see it on the ground. I don't think it's quite as threatening, but it's definitely got the stun loops, just because it has a lot more ranged options, so it can keep you still for a lot longer. I guess it all depends on what you prioritize, because I definitely can see where people are coming with the Georgia, because it's like, nah, it just needs to hold you still long enough to get all of its melee on you, and then from there you're just dead. So like that whole extra song and dance doesn't really matter for it.
Yeah, just being able to downswing two more times after you downswing somebody is kind of insane. But any other final thoughts on the Bawu? And we'll kind of move on.
I think it's a nice balance suit.
Oh yeah, actually, that's my final thought. It came from the bizarro balanced world.
Yeah.
That we joke about. Yeah.
Also, thank goodness the shield is a shield.
Yes. Okay. So, from Isaac to Isaac. Let's go. I like the suit. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the suit.
Got to try it. I only got it last night.
Did you say you haven't got to try it yet?
No, I only just tucked away last night.
It's pretty cool from what I've played of it. I think it's insanely fun. That's my big deal with it, is just the fun factor of playing the suit. Let me go ahead and just pull up a free practice. Yeah, have you played against it yet, Emblem or Gustav? Or did you even get it, Emblem?
I did not get it, but chat did, and I played a match against it just to kind of get a feel for the stuff on the suit. So I did have a chance to mess around against it a little bit. Sorry, it's a support. I was looking at the generals. There it is. Isaac, yes, thank you, Google Translate.
Isaac, that is great.
Good old Isaac.
Yes.
But
my favorite
Spinning
Gundam.
the rose.
like so being able to, yeah, my processor's definitely bugging right now. But yeah, so the main thing with it is the damage is low from what I found playing so far. I mean, the the Zaku machine gun custom or whatever, the Hyzak machine gun, staggers really fast, got a good rate of fire, got decent damage. So I'm a big fan of that. The downside is that it's literally your only weapon, and well, then the grenade. I forgot about the grenade. So you pretty much have to use the grenade if you want to like fill in your damage.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of go back to firing the machine gun in between. And the good news is by the time you pretty much fire the machine gun, you've almost got the grenade back. So you can, throw a beam saber hit in there, or, throw out your radar, AoE, stuff like that. The AoE dish ping is pretty cool. It's got 450 range on it, so I mean it's a huge distance, and it's everywhere around you. So it's like in space, this thing is insane. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it this weekend. And then the 700 range on its spot gun. It's spot eyeball, but what's the range on the other spot guns from like the recon and the flipper? Do you know?
Oh shit! I can actually look before I lock in all the way, because I'm gonna run the recon in 200. Let's see. It's 500 for the recon Zaku.
Okay, so this is straight up sniper. It's 700 range on this thing, and you got 3 shots, so you can mark 3 people, and you're gonna reload before the spot actually drops.
And the Radon's like 400 something.
It's 450 range. So
I've got the stats up, Magnum. Not to be the actually guy, but it's 750 on the other one.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
Sorry, 750. Oh my gosh! Wait, 750 to be exact on the for the dish.
No,
for the camera.
Oh, okay. For the eye
camera.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
It's a shutter noise. Does your camera sound like that?
No.
I am taking a picture. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just being able to I'll pull up the skills and stuff on it too, but like the whole radar dish thing, it's just really cool to know exactly, okay, the raid's trying to be sneaky or whatever, and then you just go mark the raid and be like, okay, cool, I can run at my team now. And with the new changes with how they've done the spot, where like there's spot on the side of the screen there, and every spot just has an arrow pointing, so you always know where they're at. And then in space, if you're looking at your radar, you can pretty much stay under somebody and, for instance, the raid, and just pretty much kite them because you always know where they're at once they're spotted.
Yeah.
You have stealth.
Like, for all the reasons we said that the flipper was good in space, I think this is good in space because of the opposite, where you can show where everybody's at rather than confuse everybody with jamming.
Yeah. Flipper has been making a comeback on ground too because of jungle and just water in general, which has been pretty nice. I will say you feel like an immediate advantage, like just looking at people do stuff with the Isaac, just because they had that initial sonar to just be able to ping people, and then you can just perma mark them after the fact. But like with the recon, I had to scan a little bit and just hope that I can find them, especially if, like, for example, an ant guy gets into the water. Like if I lose visual, like I gotta either hope that my ASL picks them up on the reticle, and so I can ping them in time to actually like mark them, or I'm just gonna completely lose them, especially if our support's out of range. Ow.
But yeah, I'm pulling up the stats for it now.
Oh, I had them ready. I could have told you if you wanted.
Okay, well, I was just gonna bring it up for the visual, but yeah, if you want to go ahead and read them, then.
Oh, I gotcha. No, it's fine. I mean, we can do whatever. I don't care.
But
Dragnor 3 is looking good.
I guess mainly we can go to the skills first, because I mean the
Mhm.
weapons and stuff is just kind of, I mean, pretty basic. They do damage, but not a crazy amount. It's more about all the sensor utility. So 750, 3 shots, only 20-second reload time, and then 20-second for the radar dish, 450 range, and that's in all directions from you, which is insane. But yeah, skills, high performance radar level 3, observation data link, anti-jamming level 3, anti-stealth level 3, which is just insane.
Yeah, this
Like,
thing is fucking kitted out.
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Emblem, but rest in peace, Pixie.
I
Oof.
mean, that thing's been dead well before the Isaac existed, okay?
I haven't actually seen him struggle busting that in a hot minute, so yeah.
Yeah, that it was Rip Pixie when the fucking Akzaku came out. Like,
Oof.
Fair enough. But
I do like the direction though that Isaac is taking the game. We've kind of touched on it a little bit in the past about like an actual like true support type suits, and they've kind of been dancing around the idea a little bit by adding
Mhm.
things like you know, the camera gun or the stun grenades, not like the flash ones, but the chaff ones, I guess you would say. I
Yeah.
mean, even bird lime to some extent kind of has like support kind of like things in the way that it hinders transformation and stuff like that. But in this case, we actually have a suit in this particular instance, a support that trades off some of the high damage output that the
Mhm.
support class is known for
Yep.
in favor of actually supporting the team. And like I think it's nice and refreshing. We'll have to see. Like I think mm, it's cool. I think multiple clips on the camera guns is something that has been probably needed for a while to make that kind of thing more viable. And maybe it's a factor of low cost. Granted, I think the Recon Zaku wouldn't hurt to be able to have it not use its entire heat meter or whatever on a camera shot.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Make it a tad bit more viable. Um, and the radar dish is cool. Like it has a lot of cool stuff that I would like to see fleshed out in more suits. Um, but my only concern is that with we're past year 2, or we're past year 2 in the game right now.
Mhm.
And for the longest time, the game has really pushed. I mean, just looking at everything in the game has really pushed like even though the players don't really support it, like aggression, damage. More recently they're kind of trying to do stuff in the rival system with support scores and stuff. But even that is still based on saving your teammates, like preventing follow up, um, finishing targets.
Mhm.
There's no payoff. You're like if you don't keep that damage up, you're not going to beat your rival with this suit. You're not going to be able to climb with this suit. There's no bonus for spotting enemies, stunning them, or sorry, not stunning them, hitting them with your dish. Like they need to change up the way the system works so that there's incentive. There needs to be some kind of support score that you can get for debilitating your teammates outside of preventing them from doing a follow up. Just for suits like this, just to kind of help people climb, because you're going to struggle in that regard. And then not only that, but again, just kind of what I was trying to get at with the damage thing is like everything revolves around damage in this game right now. And you do get a bit of a minor boost. They may need to make it, they may have to look into making it a little bit better.
They should.
To make it viable to run. Cause I heard 30% floating around, which I think that would be a good number. But I heard that was possibly a typo. And the camera gun actually adds a 3% that we're used to seeing on the normal suits.
Mhm.
But I just think I think it's a good start. We may need to be a little bit more. Like I just don't think the Isaac brings to the table what we need to see in a support suit in order to make them more viable. But it's also like the first real type of support suit of its kind as well. I'm just afraid the meta is going to push it out.
Yeah, like once people get over it and just aggression wins out.
I will say, if the spot gun actually gave an assist, just outright, if you spot somebody and they die, just while they're spotted.
Because that's
Yeah,
how
that would be a good
that's how
adjustment.
it works in other games too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Or at least that they give you more points specifically when it's a spotted kill that you were responsible for.
But they can definitely make adjustments to be able to give you credit for doing stuff like that. It's just something that they have to work on, especially they're going to take this direction.
Mhm.
But again, I think it's nice. Like battle operation has been relatively stagnant in regards to like what you do. I might be putting it lightly. So having something like this that kind of is definitely like it feels really similar to like Sniper Custom bazooka play, or even GM Sniper bazooka play if you use a stone rifle. You just have balancer, but which a Sniper Custom does have. So I mean, in that regard, I personally would probably run it if I was going to play it with the beam rifle, just so I can go full into that support role. Like I kind of feel the way I look at it is like a support in League, I guess. Magni might be able to think of people like actual characters to kind of like make it make sense. But you kind of like help set up your team, almost like how the current in-game like more support-oriented generals work. Mark 5, sorry, too soon. Mark 3, for example, has a stun, and it could get in there in melee, but you can set up for your team and then follow up with range. This thing could do that too. Set up the beam rifle, throw a grenade, do its little dish flash, disorient the enemy team, use its stealth to its advantage, stuff like that. So I think you can definitely set up your team really well with the suit. BB needs to do something to reward you for doing that a little bit more outside of just damage.
Well, yeah, I've got two thoughts right now personally on it.
Mhm.
It's in like a meta sense, in like say if this was in tournament play. I think in tournament play, if there was a 6v6 tournament, this would be on every team.
Oh yeah. It's a very harmless thing to have in like the secondary like double up slot.
Yeah, there would be two supports, and this would be on every team. I would bet money that that's what would happen. That would be the meta.
I feel I can see it in clan battle too.
Yeah, like sadly we've got a 4v4 this weekend, but like I think it still has a pretty good spot. Also,
I'm
with
sure
that,
people will try it. I don't know how much success they're going to see on a team that small.
I'm hoping we end up fielding.
Yeah. It'd be tight, and
But yeah, I just lost the train. Oh yeah, 2 Pell Rider space types and a what's the raid? GM Guard Custom. There we go. With this thing, all the bullets getting that extra. So is it actually a 3% damage increase, or is it? Because you said
Well, we
percentage.
tested it out the other day, right?
Yeah, I thought it was just like a 3 damage, but it could be just percentage. If it's percentage, that makes more sense. Because I thought it was saying it
Yeah.
added 3 damage.
Like it's still marginally low just
Yeah.
because of that percentage, and I think that's just kind of what we were seeing yesterday with the Smashers.
Okay, so then
There's literally only a couple points difference.
that's actually pretty good then, because I was thinking it was like an actual like flat 3 damage.
No, it's just that's the extent of. So like for higher damaging weapons, it'll probably be more significant, but it'll still be smaller than it should be. And I think that's the point we were trying to get across earlier when we said we should probably have like an increase, some sort of extra incentive.
Yeah. So when you said the 3% emblem, that kind of got me. I will say though, I really want a meme team right now with 6 of them on the team. And then you're getting 18% damage increase at all times. Let's go. Then they all
I don't know.
actually do the normal
Does it
damage.
stack?
I don't know.
That's
But
interesting.
kinda cool,
I'm not
though.
sure how that would work.
I mean, nope.
But Magnum, I may. What was the second one? Like, I heard the first thing, which I don't know. In that
Oh.
regard, I feel like what you're describing is a vacuum. In that case, like if that makes sense.
yeah. Well, and then the second point though is pretty much what you pointed out with the like actually trying to get climb rating is
Mhm.
yeah, it's right now there's like it's a great suit to win the game if you have the right team comp and right teammates, which we definitely can talk about that here
Oh
later.
boy.
But it's not doing you any favors playing it. So right now on my wins,
Mhm.
I've gotten like I've lost to my rival on my wins sometimes so far. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. But it's so much fun to play. That's
Yeah,
my main
for-
thing. Right now, I'm loving the thing.
For sure.
I guess the bigger way to put it is that despite the adjustments they've been trying to make team oriented play a bit more viable and like wanted, this is still a very selfish team based game.
Yep. But yeah, any other thoughts on the suit?
Can't wait to get it a year later.
Hmm.
Try not to be too salty, but yeah.
It gives me hope.
The whole step up later and nothing, so ugh.
Yeah, it gives me hope. I would this kind of leads into like when we were talking about the Methus being a raid or a support. This would be the other option. Like I could see us potentially getting a standard or light Methus that's that'll be the same kit except a rocket launcher, but maybe of a hill. And maybe it'll be a transforming support, but and realistically the transforming mechanism will probably just be broken. And no dodge. And no dodge roll, of course.
There's like a piece of like bird lime over it. Hey, you can't do it. It got broken transit.
Oops. But oh yeah, real quick, we didn't actually finish all the skills. Stealth 2, by the way, and it's got some buffer.
Yes, your Chrome Dome takes less damage.
Okay, have you guys seen it go prone?
No, actually.
It goes prone, and its head just goes down, and the dish is just like standing straight up.
Oh,
Like a
so it's
target.
like the MLRS and the guard custom. You just hide behind its gigantic head, right?
Yeah,
Break
your
the
head,
target.
your head buffers you.
Yeah, it's better than a shield because it doesn't explode. Your suit just dies if it runs out
I
of health.
kind of wonder how many people are gonna run head buff around it just to do that. That'd be kind of funny.
Go full HP and just lay down in front of your team. I'm helping.
Get
I
behind
can't
me.
do shit. My radar is broken, but I'm helping. I mean, you die at the same rate. It's just that you have more of it in your head than anything else.
I wonder if
You're
you
not
can
gonna use
the
your legs, I
radar
guess.
if your head is broken. That's interesting.
That's a good question.
Doesn't say
Actually.
anything
Probably
about
not.
it, so I wonder.
Like they don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff, so I'm guessing probably not. But
That's interesting. I mean, I kind of wonder. There are weapons built into the mobile suit's legs that can still be used when they're destroyed. So I wonder. I can't think of any examples. I feel like they would mention it if that was the case.
Oh yeah, I guess technically yeah, it's a weapon and not like a.
That's why I have to have those mobile suits with the fake shields.
Oof.
Oof. By the way, though, another thing, you can definitely get in there and melee with this thing though against most generals because 2 priority, even though it's not a melee heavy suit.
They need something, man. It's
Yeah,
definitely a pseudo general.
but space specialization, so that's kind of nice. But so that's the other thing I was gonna say. The beam rifle. You mentioned probably using the beam rifle over the machine gun.
For me personally, yeah.
Yeah,
ECAP.
I don't know. I wish it had more. I mean, it's only got like 50 extra range. I mean, it is an insta stagger, but I don't know. With it lacking damage already, I feel like I don't know. I just don't like that beam rifle. It's got a 7-second cooldown, 16
They
reload
should have
time.
given it its own beam rifle. Realistically,
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
would've
mind
been
to see a
nice.
sniper. Like honestly, have it have like either maybe not the Hyzak custom rifle, but some kind of like sniper type rifle. I think would be fantastic on this thing.
it'd probably help. That definitely seems like it might be out of what they wanted its identity to be. But that you're probably right. That probably would help out a lot.
But any other final thoughts?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. You haven't been saying anything before, have you?
If that
I feel
made
bad.
Yeah.
No. Well, I tried to, but I think we were just on a roll, so like I didn't want to interrupt
No, go
or
ahead.
cause any lag. And so I thought, I guess, while we're at it, it seems like if the game does, in fact, just like what Emblem was touching on earlier, accommodate for this suit, I feel like this is kind of like that classic RPG character that's just setting other characters up, right? And so like it feels like it could definitely be something that's a lot more refreshing indeed and a lot more welcoming to the game, because like I could definitely be like that guy helping everyone else become that much stronger, or just keeping track of all the stealthy boys out there. And it definitely seems like an interesting style suit to play.
Yeah, I know a friend of mine. He typically plays the support kind of role in any game, and yeah, I've been I need to mention to him to like get on and roll for this suit this week because this is something straight up his alley. Being able to set people up and increase damage like that. I think it should be like I do agree. I think it needs to be upped a little bit more. But that would be kind of cool if they just continue with this path. And I want to see more suits just like this. Like get creative with these ideas. Maybe that's why it's so fun to play. Is it's just new.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean I think that's
else.
the overall fear for me is that like this is just a honeymoon period because it's new, and like once we get a couple weeks in, that it goes into obscurity and they don't like try something like this again. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Also, anything like that has that kind of thing in that support kind of play style too, helps people that can't aim as well, especially with a controller. Just saying.
Aiming is hard.
But okay, so
Actually, Koraz just barfed out something in chat real quick. Funnily enough, I saw Maniac do a match in the Striker Custom. And no matter how hard he bunged it in there, he was only able to get in there and actually kill the Isaac once. He's able to keep back by being a forced team of awareness. The BR and the EWAC have been embedded in the nearest blue's ass. So essentially, because they always had an eye on him, and because, especially when you talk about the Striker custom, right? Like, it already has, like, a natural taunt just because of how much output it has. People will, like, beeline to it at the slightest hint that it's, like, in the vicinity. So having that extra, like, up reminder, like, oh, by the way, you should probably kill this, is, like...
You got this huge picture of a red
Yeah.
box.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
right there. Just a big wanted poster, like, kill this motherfucker right now.
It has been
Yeah.
great.
Put my raid face on real quick. That sounds like raid
Here we
life
go.
to me.
Yeah.
I actually heard something similar in my chat. It's like, this sounds like a normal raid match to me. But yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just like, on one hand, I do think that if they keep doing this and we get extra support targets, it like, on one hand makes things a little bit nicer for raids because they have an extra target to deal bonus damage to. But on the other hand, when it's like an information one, kind of like this is, it's gonna make it harder at the same time. Again,
like,
it
good
might
luck.
just have to be something where we flesh things out. What happened? I blacked out for a second.
Okay, so
I guess that brings up our talk about the increased percentage too. Like how much of a bummer would that be, considering that, like, most of the generals are going to be in your ass with that extra, like, damage on top of everything else. So yeah,
They'll just
I
get
kind of
equals.
understand why they've been slow to implement stuff like this, but hopefully they keep pushing on.
okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the Aqua GM.
Broken OP. What the
Do
fuck?
you have it?
Why is it the baby suit? No, but I've seen it, man. Holy fuck. That thing's
Is
a
it-
300 cost suit. Am I right? I wasn't just dreaming, was I? Like, was it actually a 300? Holy crap.
Is it chunking? Is it busting your
Have
ass?
you ever have you seen that thing shoot a raid with that harpoon gun? Oh my god.
Yo, I got the fucking
Yeah, it's
torpedo
300,
gun and
350.
not the suit, and I really want to see how that works out too. Is it like hammer gun level damage?
Dude, I was watching Casa, or Casa's here. I was watching Jonah. You should watch Casa though. He's great. But I was watching Jonah play the Aqua GM, and he shot this raid for like 3,500 damage at 300, man. Like, oh
Holy
my god.
yes.
That, I mean, especially where they nerf the aggro guy. Like, again, this is supposed to counter, aquatic suits. And guess what? The only aquatic suits at its base cost is raid aquatic suits.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually scared in the GOG right now.
Yeah, GOG has had a renaissance a little bit. It's just kind of crazy.
By the way, though, Casa, you got the suit. Have you played it yet, or?
This is
Say again, sorry. Get out.
in free practices.
Also
Only
trying.
in free practices.
Gotcha. Yeah, I heard you.
Only in free pack. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry. Like having to literally stream into them.
Well, I think
That's how proximity works, bud.
I think the actually hearing you is fine. I think it's just the connection right now. There's something going on.
Yeah. You all need to sub to Discord Nitro now already.
I think it's
I
just
don't
the
know, the
difference
character sounds
between
fun.
like the levels that he has on his stream versus how it is internally for his software.
I
for
think so
Discord.
too.
So
I'm
it's
sure
easier
Casa
to
sounds fine
balance
on stream.
when he has it on stream, but like this is just a little bit different because that part's cut out. So like however it would sound on stream isn't relevant to how it sounds in the call.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, as far as I mean, so does the harpoon gun, does it heavy stagger?
To be the case.
I can't remember. I can just look. Something makes me want to say I think it does, but I can just look real quick.
I was gonna say, do you have it up on your stream right now? Awesome.
Just saying that it does. All right, you ready?
Oh wait, hang on. Oh yeah, I'm hearing yes it does, but my computer's having a mental breakdown a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just I'm gonna have to probably put everything to 30 frames, I think.
Oh no.
Gonna have
Yeah.
to keep that
Can I just point
donation
out
bar up, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Can I just point out that that thing can
Doesn't-
fire that harpoon gun while boosting underwater?
Ooh.
oh
The heavy stagger.
Yeah,
It doesn't have
that's
to
true because
stand
it has the
still to shoot.
preference. Yeah.
that
Yo,
is
they kind of did
gross.
the At guy dirty with that, by the way. Like, even though it has the preference, it still has to stand still for its beams in there.
I know, right?
By
Wait,
comparison,
really?
like that's yeah,
It's the only
Yeah,
suit
the
that has to.
yeah. The one suit that they should have like made the exception, like they showed the example with the Zagok, right? And that motherfucker still needs to stand still. Like, bro, why? That's not even a heavy stagger.
I know that's their baby too.
That's crazy. They did their baby dirty.
Can't buff it again. We have to wait.
They didn't want to show too much bias. It's like, it'll be too obvious. It's okay, baby. You'll just have to endure this.
Okay, there we
Meanwhile,
go.
the Zagoks are like running house on this thing. Like, oh my god.
Don't worry. Kanbei is like watching the win rate. They have like a you know, like some places have those tickers with like their Facebook followers. In the
Mhm.
BB Studios office, they got one of those bitches for the win rate on the Akai, and as soon as it hits their little like threshold, they're like, buff it, next next
Yep.
patch.
He can shoot all his weapons while moving.
For real.
He can even melee while moving. Fuck it,
Oh,
let's go.
no.
Yeah, when you're boosting, if you run into another immobile suit, it counts
It'll-
as a melee attack.
It'll be the first aquatic suit to breach out of the water like a fucking dolphin. Like, oh,
I'd be
whoop,
okay with
whoop,
that.
there
Oh
it goes.
my.
I'll add Akai back to the regular mobile suit request
If that
pool if
happens.
they do that. Yeah, no more million channel points.
Okay, there we go. I've got it up. So if you want to go ahead and show off the weapons and stuff.
Oh jeez, oh jeez.
But yeah. So everything. I mean, it's OP. I mean, cool. Enough said. But
The end. Thanks everybody for
It's
coming.
okay in the water. It's super solid on the ground. Like it's just really good. Was my take on it. But I think you'll definitely be seeing it in 300.
yeah, that is insane. Oh my gosh. Like I don't want to be the GOG up against this thing. Like I wonder
Yeah,
how the
man.
missile launcher does too, because it's got the missile launcher as its main weapon, alternate to the harpoon gun. And this is a shadow suit, by the way. This is our first shadow suit in a long time.
It's in the banner art though. Supposedly. Supposed to be able to see it in there somewhere.
Okay, those missiles are legit. So it's got missiles, harpoon gun, beam saber, anything else? Or no, it's got a what? What? It's got a claw?
It's got a beam pick.
Yeah, the beam pick rather.
Yeah. The melee attacks are very similar to the guard custom.
Oh, that's cool.
So what is this claw thing?
It's a heat rod.
Oh, okay.
Sea serpent would probably be
Yeah.
a better way to put it.
That's what's up.
Okay, it doesn't have a shield. That's what I'm going with here, and it's got 12,000 health. I mean that's pretty much.
Mhm.
It's too. What skills are on it too? Like, I guess its melee swings are. What's its neutral melee swing?
I believe it's the same as the guard customs. Or go ahead, Casa. Sorry.
Just know it stabs like all the stabby suits thrusts forward when you're doing the downswing motion. But that's yeah. Go ahead.
No. Go. You got the suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say go
What's
ahead
that
and
show?
read off the skills and read off its stats.
Light shock absorber level 2, quick boost 1, emergency evasion system 1, special back buffer 2, high performance balancer 1, and aquatic mobile shooting 1. That's the one that Emblem was touching on earlier. Able to fire during high speed movement.
Surprised it doesn't have maneuver armor at this point. Oh my gosh.
For real.
Watch that be the buff for it later.
He wasn't strong enough, so we gave maneuver armor.
What's the damage on his weapons? Real quick.
Modifications whatsoever at level 1. 1700 power on the harpoon gun. 1800 power on the beam pick. 250 per torpedo tube. And 1600 on the hand anchor.
Oh wow, that's actually wow.
Just to add on, it has another primary weapon. It's another missile launcher, and it is 350 power at level 1. Has 8 rounds. They may not have it. The fire rate isn't on the JP wiki, but it takes 10 seconds to reload. Has 300 range, and there's not a lot of stats on it yet because
Power's
they may not have it.
350 and the reload is it's power 350, ammo 8, range 300, and reload 10. For the missile launcher torpedo, because I actually got that out of the gacha, but not the stupid suit.
So does it just fire
On
like
that
just
one for
pew,
other
pew,
suits.
pew? Oh, sorry, Kaza.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking if the missile launcher like fires like a machine gun or straight up like maybe multiple at once.
Considering it's 350 per, I would assume it's either a burst or just multiple.
I wonder if it stuns.
Like there's like a low threshold. I would hope so,
Well-
since it's a main weapon too, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing
Yeah.
auto fire.
That's
I'd
interesting.
be
8
kind
shots is
of
so few.
fucked up if it wasn't. Yeah.
It's a 10-second reload. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's one at a time auto fire.
If you hit all of them, it's not bad damage.
Oh wait, hang on, maybe not.
2,800. It's a 300 cost too, but man, the harpoon gun's so good. Why does that thing seem not as so good? I don't know. You have to roll for it too. It might buff that weapon. I can see that getting buffed.
Like unless it's supposed to serve a different purpose, maybe just the way that it flows in battle, as opposed to you having.
I can't imagine anybody using it.
They'll probably use it for the novelty, if anything else.
Yeah. It could be that the idea is that you just have a lot of consistent damage options to swap through. So you have you have the torpedo gun, the shoulder-mounted ones or whatever, your sea serpent, or your crane game arm or whatever, and then you just have like no, it doesn't have Vulcans. Never mind.
It is a little weird though, because it seems like more of a murder ball weapon, right? Like you're staying with your team, but anything that has a serpent, at least to me, it feels like you're leading the murder ball, because you're like doing like heavy stuns and trying to keep them still for everyone else. So you can't really stay in the middle with that suit. But I guess if you're using the rocket, then maybe you're just not prone to that kind of behavior. So it's something that accommodates you a little bit better. So I could see that.
This thing is a setup machine. Like it has 2 knee staggers. Ridiculous.
It's like a low cost F2.
Yeah, this thing's gonna dunk all over raids. Like they don't stand a chance.
Get dumped on. It is an interesting response to like the heavy aqua raid presence.
By like shutting it down entirely. We're done with water now. You guys don't get that
No
fun
more
anymore.
water.
Put those
Yeah,
put those
much.
Everybody out of
back
everybody out of the pool.
for real.
Oh shit.
I don't know, but I guess in that case, Casa, like you have the suit, and I know you say you played in practice a little bit. Like just based off of your experiences in the game and what you've kind of seen to suit. What's how do you feel? Do you think it'll be relevant?
I think it definitely has some plenty of ways to incapacitate the enemy, especially it's in its water environments, because it gets that extra mobility. It can fire while it's zooming in there. Other than that, like I've tried messing around with just hitting some guys on land, and as long as I'm just kind of like, it's more like, I guess, if I can prep target for other people to come in and just have their way with it. It's kind of like a setup suit rather than just to me, if that makes any sense.
No, I feel you. Nothing wrong with having good stuns.
Yeah, any of those, any suit that can set up multiple staggers like that is pretty nice. I just wonder how, like on land, I'm wondering how I can fight it as a support player. I'm just like, rabbit type versus this.
Well, I'm assuming like it doesn't have crazy defense or health, so you just out damage it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh
ultimately,
yeah.
like despite its kit, it's still just a low cost suit.
The range is not bad either. That's it has at level 1 has 50 less range than the anti-ship rifle, and you deal about like I think you deal somewhere in the neighborhood of like 600 or 800 damage less than anti-ship rifle, but you get a similar effect while moving, and in certain situations you can use it while boosting. Very nice. Yeah, my final thoughts. Like, I think the suit's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'll just I'll say that.
I want it. I mean, good thing is it's a 1-star. That's my final thoughts. I want it.
I didn't realize it was 1-star. Oh, fucking crazy.
It's gonna take a minute. It's a big pool down there.
Like Oprah Winfrey, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the scary thing for raids. Everybody will have this suit.
I don't have it yet. Way. One day.
I just haven't rolled yet. I'll have it eventually, maybe. I hope.
Actually got both of them yesterday. Like
Ash is
I
a
don't know if he
madman.
I don't know if he just wailed really hard or if he got lucky, because I don't think he did on stream, but like man, that shit's nutty.
I don't know. I feel like I saw a message on a Discord somewhere about you just being like, if you don't find me, I probably will be shriveled up somewhere clutching my wallet. I'm probably gonna say exactly those words, but I feel like I
Just
can
find him
hear
looking like a raisin in a corner of work.
Okay. So, any other final thoughts on this? And then I'll just skim over the patch notes real quick and we'll go into the next topic.
Man, for the sake of kind of potentially, I don't know what Casa has coming up, losing Casa, because I know we had like a bit of a time frame. Do you want to swap that around just so we can go and get Casa's take on the next topic? Because we can always, just in case Casa has to leave early, we can always go over to patch notes whenever.
Okay, we can do that. We can swap it around. Sounds good. Okay, well.
Gustav is playing Steve in Smash right now.
I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Casa, about how much more time do you have too?
I can move the mic up.
I just fuck with you, Gustav. You're good, man.
Well, I technically have 6 to 10 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this next one, and then we'll get your suit choice, and then we'll backtrack, and then we'll wrap up. That's how we'll do this. So, do you want to go ahead and introduce the topic?
The sports part?
Yeah, the sportsmanship and
sportsmanship
just
part?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just take on it. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a completely casual player, but I would like to say like maybe if there's like a step between that and hardcore. Like I'm willing to say that this might fall more so on deaf ears than anything, because like when I'm watching multiple influencers, multiple players using any chatter whatsoever, I'm looking for any kind of like things that might really help towards other players. Yeah, something that really bothers them, saying, "Hey,
Can you repeat that real quick?
it would be nice if you did," or I'm sorry.
Go ahead and repeat that real quick.
Where did you lose?
Right around after the part where I said multiple influencers.
Multiple influencers, yeah.
Okay.
With chatter.
I'm watching. All right, I'm watching multiple, influencers, multiple guides, multiple like just watching the chatter and the short chatter in game as well. I'm looking for things that are particularly helpful to like help people, especially in the matches and stuff. And sometimes some of it's not particularly helpful, much less healthy in the game. So it feels like what I'm saying is it's going to fall more so on deaf ears, but if people can more people can just use more useful information to chatter or not over spam a lot of their comments in games, particularly if they're frustrated or angry, it just kind of makes the game a lot less stressful and a lot more enjoyable that way. But then that's just me have the just trying to bring that up because I feel like there's a lot of not good sportsmanship, bad sportsmanship, if in fact when it comes to just in-game behavior. They might say something, they expect everyone to be, damn mind reader and stuff like, like, hey, you gotta throw a bone, because evidently the other teammates may not get what you're getting if you're frustrated with a certain thing. And so, we got short chats that will try to point the other players in the right direction. But, you can only do so much from there. Even if it's influence, you could actually say like, hey, if what you're seeing here is not an ideal situation, I would totally let this person know, it would be best if you did this. This guy more again, and like that doesn't, to me, that doesn't make for a very particular healthy gameplay, much less it's useful at all. It's like, okay, what would you do? What would you do to improve the situation, rather than assume that they would be like a damn mind reader, or just obviously they made the mistake because they don't know any better. So you have to like do something. There's even like a free chat in like the lobby saying like, hey, I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you do this, it would be cool if you, And so that's I'm noticing that sometimes that we need to like as even like our power influencers need to do more in helping the player base in some way, shape, or form, or just as players learn about the things that obviously they're missing. If that makes any sense. Okay.
Casa. So what you're telling me is when I spam, you're the best. My team doesn't get my attention after we lose the first team fight. Oh my goodness. But no, I mean, I think you make a really good point there. I think a toxic community is, I don't know. There are some cases where like there are certain content creators that like thrive off of that and helps them grow. But I think overall, you like trying to build anything off of a toxic community, or even get to the point where it gets toxic, is ultimately just gonna have you set up for failure. So I feel you there. I would like to hear, I guess, I know you kind of talked about it a little bit, and granted, some was a little bit garbled, but so were you kind of more saying like increasing like the amount of, I guess, communication pre-game? Like, I would almost wonder more so like, do you have particular messages you put in your will that you feel help make things more clear that you might suggest people use during matches instead of just like standard get the support or whatever?
Yeah, I guess just be a lot more communicated with your teammates, because obviously they don't have game strategies in mind. It's like, hey, I plan to play this way. I'm going to be on the front lines. I'm going to be the back, or give some idea of how do you plan to play. And if somebody's like saying like no way, then we've established that there's going to be totally different gameplay that you intend. But the fact that you've communicated, there's this total lack of communication. Everyone assumes certain playstyle or meta. Like, I have a certain playstyle. I'm looking at everyone else's playstyles, and that's how I'm kind of learning just by watching everyone else. Let me know. There's like, so like,
You just cut
except
out
for
there.
like if something has. Oh yeah, what?
You said you watch everybody else's playstyles and then you cut out.
Okay. So basically, there needs to be more communication if that carries through. If there's no communication, obviously there's going to be frustrating moments, and not everyone's going to be a mind reader. So you have to, obviously, if they're missing something, you have to do something more on your part to let them know what you're thinking.
Oh, now now it's
We lost
if you only
that one.
communicated a lot more. Oh,
yeah, we could like
darn it.
past like 5 seconds, we completely lost that one. But I mean, as far as it goes, they originally had it to where you could type in pre-game lobby.
Mhm.
Then they took that away because it got too bad, because apparently it was too toxic.
Yeah, people don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Just doing dumb shit.
And then now you can say stuff like, you can use your quick chat commands, but then they even limited those further, so you can only do like one quick chat command now. Like, I try to be like, I can take a general, or I can take a raid. Like, if there's a cost where I literally have just a good raid and a good, like right now I'm trying to climb, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
I'm good with the MLRS and the Cubile, and I can take out the A1, but I'm gonna say I can take a general or I can take a support. But when they're like, we need a raid, I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm gonna say these two things. But the thing is, I can only say one, and I can't say the other now because you can't do it. Like, you have to wait like 10 seconds before you can send another quick chat communication thing. So, like, I don't know. They've just been kind of limiting how much you can communicate, which is kind of awkward. But if they didn't, there would be, you're the best 5 million times. So
It's helpful. It's like okay, what'd you do? So like it's okay. You say if you say originals, raids, etc. You only have to also drive the point once home, not spam it 5 times in a row every time you get the chance to input and shit. Much less, like I guess they're also the game's at fault for not having more options to be more effectively communicative. And but yes, I'm talking about like different issues, not only for players in game, but also for us influencers. If I may be so bold, that if like just the Aoshi was pretty much hit the nail on the head. know, like as content creators, you all have to, like, if you guys know, it's up to, it's like, if anything, it's up us to try to disseminate the information as best as you can of how to improve general gameplay. Is that not too bold to say?
I can agree with that. I
To
try
a certain
to
degree, I think some of us try to do that for sure.
until I don't.
You-
But no, I catch myself every now and then doing something like that. Like I know I gave you when I gave you an example of one of the things I do, and it just kills me every time I see it because I'm just like, what's the quickest way in game to communicate to that person that something's wrong at the same time? So it is a little bit for the content, you know, and the YOLO kind of BM, but at the same time, there's not a there's not a comment that you can put to be like, don't kill the base like until 2 minutes, please. You know,
Mhm.
if they had a actual comment that you could put to explain that the base is, you know, worth more points at 2 minutes. So like the dude, I'm like spamming fall back or you know whatever, and I'm like trying to get in front of his shots, and then he kills the base. So then I just like punch him once, like you know,
Get
and I'm
out of the
like,
way.
hopefully
Yeah.
he realizes there's something there, and doesn't take that as like a super BM thing. But at the same time, I'm like
Mhm.
also playing it up to be like, yeah, the BM is real, you know, or whatever. But like at the same time, it's kind of one of those things that if I'm off stream too and I've got a little bit more time, I do send the guy a message and be like, "Yo, by the way, the base is worth more points after 2 minutes." So
That may also be a thing with the message system too. Like in this game, just the way that you have to sift through stuff, actions are always not only speaking louder than words, but are just faster to convey certain things, even if it's sometimes easy to misinterpret. Which is all the more reason that you should have more options communication wise pre-match. And I think that some of the messages, like we were talking about with the base cheese and stuff like that, they just don't reflect the current meta. Like those are things that should be actively updated and like appended on over time as well, along with everything else.
but yeah, like it's just another thing too in any game like this, like just in general, the which is kind of funny. One of the things with S minus we've been talking about, like, so how bad's the toxicity, you know, and they just made the penalty 5 times,
Mm.
and
I think that's in direct correlation too, because
yeah,
like I was talking about it early on after the shift. That we were talking about the great skill cap exodus, and people who were salty before when they were making the initial climb to new grades got back to those habits, and it's like people sitting out of matches or like squatting at bases and stuff increased after they had a new salty climb to make. And I don't know if you guys have seen a downtrend now that it's been out for a little bit, or if it's kind of the same. I'd actually kind of curious for that.
I feel like I've noticed the evening out of the skill cap in my matches recently. Like I've started to climb a bit better. Now, like I can't say I'm winning everything, but my like recent match win ratio has been pretty good. Now that S minus has been out for a little bit. Right now, anyway.
I will say too, you know, up around A+, A, S minus, that kind of deal. I think there is a little bit more expectation that people kind of know what's going on. But at the same time, and I always go back to this one, when they tell you that the ace hits 3 times the score and is also worth 3 times the score, in the little extra tips at the bottom of the screen when you're queuing for ace match,
Yeah,
I
you can
think we've got
actively
a
scroll
problem.
through, by the way, and read them up.
Yes, you
They
can
are.
actively scroll through them, but still, like, who reads the little quick help comments half the time? Oh my gosh, it tilts me even down. Even knowing that they actually have it in the game now, it's just like took them long enough, but also
Some tasty flavor text down there. Too.
I think they yeah, they do, which is kind of weird.
Tend to
and that's
love
the other
chocolate.
problem. That's the
Yeah.
other problem. They got useless things down there too. So, but
So
Whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa.
you see that, and then you just assume, right? Like, it's just garbage.
Yeah,
Who the
that
fuck
tooltip
gives a
teaches you that
shit about
Katarina is single.
Panda? Katarina, this fictional bitch? I don't give a shit.
but yeah, Casa. So here's another thing. So what have you found at your rating? Has it been like, has it gotten worse? Like as far as the, just the climb has people rage quit more, or
Particularly had any like string of bad attitudes other than maybe the occasional guy who would spam, or no one would ever say good work, or there's it's not terrible. Like no one in the at least in game has done anything like as so much as like sock each other, that kind of thing in my experiences. Thank goodness, because it's like that's not helpful at all. And if anything, like it's been, I guess, like just kind of like just this slight incline. Just it's not bad, but it could definitely feel like the anger seeping off some other thing did not go well that match.
yeah, typically But yeah, the worst I find in most communities is when you're starting to get near the highest rating, is where it just gets like the worst. Like back when I really played League of Legends, like the worst, in my opinion, the worst part of the community was right before you got to Diamond, so Plat 1. Like that was the literal worst part of the community until even then worse off when they finally came out with doing the whole challenger thing. Like there's literally people who were called gatekeepers into challenger, because if they just didn't like you, they would literally just say, no, you're losing this game. And
Like
so
the whole thing would just actively throw.
yeah, like there would be, and especially the people that like stream at the time too, there'd be people who would like just, no, I don't like this guy. He lost the game on his pro team that he's on, so he's gonna never win a game that these 20 people that don't like him, when he's in those games. And it's just like it's always, it just for some reason at that top level it or anything close to that.
Gets tight knit to the point that it becomes toxic, because it's just like anyone who starts to poke into that skill range is considered an outsider. Like they have to prove themselves after proving themselves, and sometimes even that's not enough.
And I think I think it kind of comes back to what Casa was saying too, is the there's kind of expectation. And I mean the biggest, I mean, I've kind of said this is my way of saying it. I expect nothing from everybody at all times while I'm playing.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean that kind of sounds bad, sort of, when I say it, but at the same time, what I mean is like, if my teammate actually follows through on something, if I try to set them up and they follow through, cool. If they don't, I'm not expecting it anyway. But it's nice when it happens. So like, expectation is in my opinion, is why toxicity like this comes up in the first place. And in a game where you're going in, you're going to do this thing and it's going to be awesome, and this guy's going to follow up, and then boom, you're going to get 3 kills. And then it doesn't happen. Then it's just like, what? And that's where it kind of starts. So, and in the heat of the moment too, kind of back to the point of anybody, content creating and trying to do it too. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a moment to where they're just like, what is with this guy, right? But there's always the main thing. The only one you can control in the game is yourself. So that's also the thing. There's always a wall that you hit when you're trying to get better at a game too. And the moment I find every time when I if I'm climbing in a game and I'm trying to get whatever the game's rating system is, if it's the normal like plat, diamond, whatever stuff, if I'm trying to get to the top, like every time I hit a wall, it's always when I always feel that I start being like, oh man, this guy could have, and then it's like, oh wait, then I go look, I've played 100 games and I'm still about where I'm at. Then I go back and I'm like, okay, hang on, start recording. Let's look at my gameplay. Let's start fixing things. And that's normally when I actually start climbing again, is because I normally hit a wall and there's normally some kind of like that. This guy over here, every time. So, which I mean, not everybody can record their games, but that's kind of the.
It helps for
Yeah,
sure.
that's yeah. So, being able to go back and look at something, but yeah, for real though, I try as much as I can to kind of do that, but everybody falls into it. So yeah, but I agree. I think everybody can kind of help, but
It's a balance for sure, because self-sufficiency is definitely key in this game after you get to a certain skill rate. And when you do become more self-sufficient, you'll find that even your losses are mitigated in terms of like how much you drop, because you're still ranking higher, or at least more consistently beating your rivals depending on what's going on in the game. But at the same time, if you have too many superstars on the same team that are like that, then you're not going to get those really good moments where you get full-on team wipes and stuff. Because everyone's expectations, like we were talking about earlier, are just going to clash up against each other, and then nothing's going to come together.
actually the greatest example I've seen of that is when Korea, I think it was Korea or China, one or the other, entered the league. When they hit the league pro scene, like you had some big names. Like you had some big, I'm pretty sure it was Korea, because you had some big StarCraft 2 names that was just like hopping in on this. And they didn't do anything for a while. They were losing a lot of games. And then all of a sudden everything clicked. They started gelling as a team because they were, they came from playing StarCraft, where it's literally me, myself, and I versus this other dude. And as soon as they started actually getting good at teamwork, then it was just, I mean, they've dominated the pro scene since.
One thing I just wanted to just more so ask, because I mean, I'm sure we're over time on Casa. Casa, real quick, just do you have a write-up, or maybe even like I don't know if you made like any videos that kind of go into what you're talking about a little bit more? Because I mean, I feel like we didn't get to do it justice with the time that we had today. But did you have anything that kind of like maybe even spells it out that we could like look at, or maybe post in our Discords or something like that later?
DM it to you or something?
Go ahead
yeah, I
and
mean, even that'd be fine too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I must take my leave. I'm sorry that I have to leave at this hour. But,
okay.
Oh man.
Good luck with.
Well, go ahead and
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, thank you for having.
Yeah, have a good one.
Go ahead and if you want to, what suit do you think's next week, and go ahead and do your shout out, and thanks for joining us.
GM as a shadow suit. There goes my prediction for hoping for a Zaku Mariner. Otherwise, I was gonna say Dovin Wolf. Or did we? No. Anyways, yeah, those are my prediction suits. And of course, once again, I'm CasaMasa, semi-variety character here, playing Gundam Battle Operation 2 on the weekends now, and mobile rhythm games otherwise. So hopefully to catch you later on. Otherwise, thanks for having me, and have a good night.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, all of his stuff will be posted in the description below the video as well. So yeah.
Now everything's broken. All right.
Okay.
Oh god.
Fix.
Quick
fix.
fix. Go.
Somebody kill me quick. Ah.
But yeah, we could possibly do a follow-up with the same topic.
One thing that I kind of wanted to add, but I didn't want to keep costs any longer, and we already had them. Like the real problem though is just like it's just the nature of the internet as well, right? People on Twitch chat don't use their emotes. Use their emotes chat.
Real quick, Emblem. I'm gonna
Mhm.
need you. I'm gonna need you to repeat that on my end. Real quick. I don't have your face up yet, but I swapped scenes. I swapped scenes to go ahead and do that, and the sound settings reset every time I forgot that's a thing. So I didn't catch anything after I swapped scenes. So
Oh no.
So yeah, take two.
Oh shoot! How much of it? The whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I could just edit in post.
I can lightly abridge it. No, that's fine.
But yeah. So real quick, also,
it
really?
just
I broke it all.
Oh wait, hold.
So yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely have to touch back on this topic again, and probably. But yeah, we can probably have Casa on again sometime too, because I mean this is one of those topics that just is always going to be, you know, just a thing in any kind of competitive game or any game that tries to be multiplayer and competitive.
I think it's
just the main
interesting.
reason. Oh, go ahead, Goose up.
I think it's interesting when we talk about like toxicity within communities, and like he was talking about content creators or just some influencers within groups like that having a certain responsibility to like cultivating the vibe and the sort of things that you want to have happen within the game.
For sure.
I think that is true. And I kind of wonder overall how that's perceived for this game versus like other competitive games. Because you have to also remember that this is an international thing, so there's an entire scene like stream-wise and like mentality-wise that we might not be like super privy to, just because of language barriers and things like that.
For sure. I kind of wondered if that just comes down to feedback, because you know, like just to give an example, you know, for me personally, like I try to think that you know, the GamingEmblem community is a group that's, you know, we try to be chillish. Like I think messing around with each other is fine, but you want to respect each other's opinions and things like that. Like I try to keep things cool. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid to kind of talk things out and try to, you know, get a better idea of what other people are thinking. Even if it, like, I feel like sometimes it could come off aggressive in my regard, but you know, like I think overall, we try to keep things mild mannered and ultimately have fun. I feel like there are some cases where content creators kind of thrive on toxicity and chaos, and it probably works for getting like all the Twitch 12-year-olds in chat.
Yeah,
but I just don't know if it's where I would want to be, you know.
Yeah, it
but
works for their brand, but it doesn't work for the communities that they're doing it within, considering the games. So there's like a second layer when it comes to like game streaming, when it comes to what you're actually influencing. And I think that's something that people need to keep in mind too.
But I think it definitely bleeds through. It's just a shame, like when you think about it at the end of the day, we're all playing the same game, you know. For the most part, the people playing like love Gundam, and we all have a common interest. It's just a shame whenever you see people within their own community that try to kind of push it apart. Even if it's not battle operation people. Like I touched on it before in a prior podcast about how I had right when the new Imbon came out, and we had that guy show up and was pretty much just like essentially, I don't know. It seemed like he was ragging on battle op. It's hard to say for 100%, but he when he was saying like, why would anyone play, like, the only people playing this are people who can't afford to buy Imbon. It's just like, we all like Gundam here. We're all supporting an IP that we love. It can be frustrating, but there's some dude on the other side of that mobile suit of a controller. Like I personally just can't get myself in the mindset to where like you would feel that you have to message that person and talk shit to them. Like I've never once in the entire time I've been gaming sent somebody a message telling them that they're bad, they suck, drink bleach, none of that stuff. Like, it's just not, it's never ever that serious. Like anything that happens in these games, it's just a digital online video game. At the end of the day, it always is just kind of unfortunate. Like I know whenever I get fan mail on occasion, it just makes me a little bit sad more than anything else. Like you can't even be mad whenever you get stuff like that. You're just a little bit sad.
Yeah, I mean, and then I pointed out the fan mail that I got.
Mm-hmm.
After you say it like that, I mean, when you were talking about it, I was just like, I mean, normally my take on it is when I get fan mail, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's go, feed me more. Yeah, like I mean, I use it as like, hey, no man. If you have haters, just use that as fuel. That's all I'm saying.
Winning, son.
I will say I've responded to fan mail, although I think the most I've done is send somebody a sad face.
Like,
like literal, like colon and then open like parentheses or something like that.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But
or open bracket, whatever.
I mean, ultimately, that's why I had like privacy settings on my thing, just to subvert that. Because some people will take advantage on that on a different level to put like racial slurs and shit on your screen too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I got rid of the notification thing.
What was that one dude that was doing it to like all of us?
In that regard, Gustav, have you had anyone big brain you yet? I had somebody send me a friend request just to talk shit to
message?
me.
Yeah,
man. Like, fuck
put
you,
it
dude.
in the request message. Like, you crafty bitch, don't you think? No, you're gone now. Sorry.
It's like, I have a friend request. Who is this? And I read the message like, oh, it's fan mail.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Had it happen once, most people when they get to that, they'll send a request, and like I don't know what it is. Maybe their brain just cuts out or something, but they don't follow through. Like the minute they realize they have to do extra steps, they just like chill and like go away.
Yeah, when they're going like the extra mile sending your friend request, like you fucking pissed that guy off. Like
that dude's
something
got like
happened.
veins popping in his eyes and shit. He's pissed.
Oh yeah, then some of the ones like the broken English ones, when they like, if you have where your account says that you don't speak Japanese or that you speak English, just they'll just give you broken English sometimes.
Yeah,
that's probably why I got the
they tried
whatever something trash cheater or whatever cheat.
Right.
Yeah. Just like
just shit that that's effective.
But I don't know. Like when it comes to that kind of thing, I'm all about that mindset of just like, yeah, let's go. If there's haters, just use that as fuel. Stay hard, that kind of mentality.
So hard.
I'm gonna start sending people fan mail at the end of matches, and it's gonna be like, you did a really good job that game. We're just gonna take it the wrong way. Like,
they're gonna read it.
Like,
yeah, that's
that's the best part. Like,
yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna be like, yeah, because I've had those moments where like I'll play a certain suit and I like fucking dominate the leaderboards, and then I get a message and they're like, Striker, GM Striker, you suck. And I like look and I like, but I was the best on the team. Like, what did I do wrong?
That's
You
like
didn't support. You didn't take out the supports. You didn't take the melees.
that's like over
Is
over
that
here.
part of the problem too when we just like clown these dudes? Because I feel
Yeah.
like we do that a lot.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. Yeah, it's like, oh man, like it's so hard not to kind of be, you guys just
Talk
say
about
good old
a I'll talk
toxic
about a nerd
Magnum.
behind her back, but like in the video game, but I'm not gonna like I
mean,
don't care enough to like send them a
we're not
message and
putting them on
bring them down.
blast. I mean, they might know, like, I mean, technically, since I had it up on the thing, technically it might have put that guy on blast at the beginning of the podcast, but oops. But like, as long as you're, talk about the experiences of random people just doing those things. I mean, they might know, but as long as you don't, well, I guess do what I did. Technically.
Magnum.
Oh
Just
man.
put them on Twitter while you're at it.
No.
Some people do. And like
Oh,
it's
I
not
know.
even just for this game, but it's for like maxi boost people that'll just and it's usually problematic people, right? Like people who are sitting in lobbies and not doing anything, or like
Or
they're
main
spamming
bail.
good job and like squatting at the base and stuff in a match. Is like, fuck this dude. If you can dodge, then go ahead because this guy is just an asshole. Stuff like that. Like when it's actively to discourage people from playing with people who are actually like the problem when it comes to shit like that. Because like Fall Guys has stuff like that for like PC because they have cheating is like really rampant, right?
Yeah.
So there are certain situations where like when you detect the cheater, people will throw the match, immediately die, and just like cut things short for them. Or like if they get in a team-based game, the other team, like their team will actively throw and then just let the team without the cheater like score, stuff like that. So like counteracting toxicity in that way has been a thing for a long time.
Like the well, on a lighter note, before I forget this, what was put in chat, God Kyle said he like said to somebody sorry for like stealing an ace kill. I'm just thinking like, how could that person take that negatively? Like,
Shouldn't have did it to begin with.
It's like sorry, I was sorry, man. I lost you the game. My bad. And then like the dude's just like, he hates me. Like, just somehow I could just have, I'm just like,
People
how
are
could
weird,
somebody?
man.
No, for real though, they'll take
People are fucking
everything.
weird, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's why.
I think part
I
of
hate
it's just the
texting,
idea of
too.
like, like when you get a really bad game and you just don't want to think about it. Like you just
Yeah,
want to
dude.
skip through the result screen and all this shit, and then suddenly you see like a thing that reminds you of it. It's like, like that
I'm
kind of
pretty
tilts me.
sure-
But am I gonna respond and be like, dude, shut the fuck up? No.
Right.
But I'm still gonna be like grinding it, like be a little bit pissed about it.
But I'm sure that guy out there exists where you're like, oh hey man, it's good to see you. Like I hope you've been doing well. And then when they leave, like, I hope you have a nice day, and the guy's like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. So I mean,
I hope you get mustard gassed, you son of a bitch.
yeah,
Get off
for
my
real.
screen. Kiddo. Like they just get super edgy about it.
Oh
Yeah. I'll try to trigger people on the regular, but whatever. What can you do?
Right.
Well, sometimes do it on purpose, but if anybody takes it seriously, then might be.
But
Oh
yeah, I'm gonna have to. Whoop.
Somebody say sorry to you in a match, Gustav. Fuck them up. Downswing them
flung him
down.
up. Smack them now. No, that guy was trying to claw my butthole. I didn't like it. Didn't feel great. Had to get a roll in there. Also, Magnum, since I think you said you weren't able to, like, hopefully it was stable with the connection.
Well, I'm actually recording. I fixed it so it is recording.
Oh, did you manage? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So far we've been both stable and recording. So hopefully they both work. Unlike so we don't have another ban situation.
Right. Oh God.
But and I've finally got everything set up. After. Yeah. Cool. Banner is actually in the right spot. I hope.
Hey.
Okay, that looks a little weird, but oh well. We'll do it live.
But yeah, thankfully, like patch notes have been pretty light.
Yeah, that's why I said we could skim over them pretty quick. But let's see.
Not sure this.
Well, I mean, anything else too, but I think you also repeated yourself a little bit too, Emblem, or did you want to try to repeat that now that we've kind of went away from that?
I already did.
Okay.
I mean, my last thing on it would be kind of like, I hope Casa is able to kind of send me, or even us, some kind of like follow-up thing with it, or maybe just get another chance to talk to him some more, because it definitely makes me think a little bit, because I don't think he meant it in a means of like saying that you know, because we're just ones that were part of the conversation, that any of us are like not contributing to like the kind of more sportsman-like environment that he's talking to. Although I can definitely see in some cases where, like, I know I don't communicate enough during matches because I'm too busy trying to do in-match things.
Yeah.
But I kind of just wonder, it's just kind of like what I mentioned before, and I saw like the kind of vibe that we kind of give off, or like what I feel like is the one I set for my channel. I just kind of wonder, like what it really is. Give us some feedback, chat.
There we go.
Those are toxic. But it definitely makes you think, because I mean you can have one kind of thought about like how things go, like maybe like Magnum could think he's the fun-loving intensify guy, but in reality he's the toxic teammate stunner and rated ranked match, or something like
quad
that.
downswinger, get
Oh
yeeted out
my
of the map kind of dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, full MLRS volley guy over here.
Oh,
Those
man.
kind of things.
That one.
Oof.
I did it for the content.
Yeah, and that we say it all the time, right? And we say it in jest, but it's very real. I mean, even stuff like suit requests and shit like that. It's cool for our communities, right? But when we're doing it in rated and stuff, it's also disruptive. Like, it's just something you have to admit to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll balance it out.
I mean, if it's something I think I can still win with, then especially when S minus is out. But then like before S minus, I mean that's the other thing too. Before S minus, I'd be like, cool, you want me to take a 300 GOG into a 550 match? Let's go. And then Kobe was like, no, you're toxic.
No.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, my bad, man.
Master Kobe told me no.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, technically, yeah, I was part of the problem for that. Like, I would take super low cost into pretty much any of the costs, and then, yeah. Oops.
It's like, you want to put on clown shoes? Here's a whole mode for it, mix up.
Yeah, they finally did mix up too, which is great. But yeah.
But I think Cora has brought this up a billion years ago, and I forgot to like throw it in there. But I've seen a fair number of like new player here on Reddit, and we've definitely seen an uptick in people streaming this game. And I hate to be that guy, but like even when it comes to Mbon, when that started to wane and people still wanted Gundam, like the people who weren't jumping on it immediately became more aware of it because of some of the the Gundam events. At least I would hope. And it seems like people are starting to come over to this game more just to check it out, if nothing else. So like our category actually has a lot more newer faces in it. And I wonder how many of them are going to attract other people in tandem and like what those communities are going to be like if they actually stick with it.
It's interesting to consider. It just comes down to like not every community is the same, and I mean there are some people who like that kind of stuff. So who knows?
There are
So,
definitely channels who, like you
think
said,
about.
that thrive on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I think a big example that I remember from recently is what's his name? Takshin. Takshin brings in like 50 plus people, and a lot of those aren't our usuals. So you'll see this huge influx, not just from like JP streamers, like when it's like late or like really early in the morning, but just from dudes like that. And that kind of stuff really interests me because I wonder how many of those people are actually like putting in accounts and like checking this out, or if they're really there just for him. Like that's the whole community versus the game kind of thing in play to me.
I think what you're talking about. Like I think I've seen that before too. Like I would definitely take that as more of a like I'm sure like numbers draw people in Twitch, so I'm sure some of that is people from the community checking out the stream as well. But
Yeah, like
I would
dude,
bet that a lot of
crazy
that is
numbers. Yeah.
people. Mm-hmm.
I guess another thing too. One of my final thoughts on the topic, I guess, would be to like, as far as kind of being part of the problem sometimes. Like there's definitely a balance, but at the same time too, yeah, it's one of those things like, uh, it's definitely easy to, it's definitely the easy thing to kind of either just hit the button and spam the melee, take the melees
You're the
and stuff
best. You're the best.
every
You're the
time
best.
I
You're the best.
die. Like I do that a lot. Even on stream, I do that a lot. That's another one that I am definitely guilty of doing, because every time I die, I'm just like, here's the reason.
Here's your sign.
Like next time. Well, I mean, even that game that we played last night, Gustav. I'm marking the raid,
Yeah.
and that Proto, like he just every time.
Yeah, Proto was vicious,
Oh
dude.
my
Holy
gosh!
shit.
And there was, oh man, like I'd be like, okay,
Unabated, no one getting, and we just couldn't. We just couldn't keep him off. That shit was nutty.
yeah. So
Of all the suits you would expect it from, too, right? Like that's probably the worst part.
I mean, there are some good Proto Gundam players out
Yeah,
there that
because
are
you
just
know they've
like,
been doing it for a minute.
yeah, like that's the only thing they play. I know there's one guy, he always makes Smurfs and just gets them up to, I don't know why. Like I've been looking for his name to see if he streams somewhere every time I see him, but like I'll just randomly see, it's their not even corporal account. Okay, this is one of his alts, Proto Gundam. Here we go. He's on his way to another A plus. I guess now he's going to be doing S minuses on all of them. But yeah. So and that's all he plays. Is he just buys he either gets gets the suit
I
as
guess
soon as
that's the
possible.
bigger thing about it being a free to play game too, right? Like a lot of these extra downloads and stuff, when they talk about their milestones, are just from Smurfs, either doing it for the gacha or because they just want to like take on different play levels. And it makes me wonder how it's changing people's expectations or like perceptions of certain rated spots, because they deal with these guys like pushing through their matches, and sometimes they get carried by them, right? Like they're on the right side of the team for that dude, and so they get shoved up a lot faster than they probably should. And like when they meet that guy in the enemy team, it's like, oh god, now he's clapping me. Oh no.
Yeah. The I don't know. It's one of those things, sportsmanship, it's always going to be a thing that comes up in any of these games though.
Yeah, just community and player structure things that we just need to be like aware of over
Yeah,
time.
For sure.
I think that's the main thing.
That was
What?
Downtime in the confessional. Forgive me, Lala, for I have been
These are
salty.
my
For I have been
confessions.
toxic.
Yes, forgive me, Lala. I've been toxic.
Oh,
Forgive me, Tenda.
forgive me, Teddy. Yeah, there we go.
Tenda would
Oh,
probably tell you to be more toxic, though. Let's be real.
That's funny.
She always sounds whiny when you lose. She just wants you to win.
That was Neidhart.
Yep.
So anyway, Magnum, you were gonna shotgun through the patch notes.
Okay, yeah, patch notes. Let's go.
Nothing relevant. Have a good night, guys.
Goodbye.
Yeah, pretty much. No. We actually have one big thing being the SML is in the ticket shop. Go get it if you haven't got it. If you didn't pay money for the suit, the one suit so far that you had to pay money for, well, sorry, that you had to buy DLC for.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll do that again, by the way.
Yeah, I wonder how much backlash they got for that. That's what I'm guessing was a big deal with that one.
It's one of those things where, like, the suit definitely was a novelty, and there's some people who are pretty good with it, but I feel like it was just low impact enough that people weren't super pissed. Like, if it was straight up a Gundam of some sort that was like a mainliner or something, then like, yeah. But I think they knew. They just played it safe with that one.
Yeah, I kind of hope they buff it. I'm
That'd be-
betting.
If they increase the stun threshold on the rockets, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all they have to do. Because I mean that's the biggest thing. It's got damage, but there's not an easy way to set up its rockets. Or, and this would be a buff to all gun cannons. Make its beam rifle when you fire it fully charged, not take 7 years to swap off of it.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Like there is no swap
It's
time.
fine.
He shot that rifle like he meant it. He had to do the full like pause pose and everything. Get that. Girl.
Well, maybe
Ah,
maybe
so much
if,
damage.
have you ever tried shooting it in the air and the gun cannon goes full seed pose in the fire the beam rifle? Sniper?
Boosh. I'm just saying, some of the stuff that they made in the gun cannon in the show, they could give it a little bit more flexibility.
I know the gun cannon needs a drop kick. I've played too much Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. I
Oh,
expect
yeah.
too much now.
Yeah.
That game's
Oh,
awesome,
so
by the way.
good.
Like,
Give it a giant rock throw. Fuck it, let's go.
But other than that, we got the GM Striker Kai, level 2.
smooth.
Oh, yeah. Spacesuit, of course, but it's good. The only thing is level 2. I say the Brickdom 2 GH is a bit better because 50 million stuns and then giant sword.
10,000 billion.
The biggest sword.
I still want them to have something that has like that dummy thing of a sword on ground. Like that'd be really cool. Double
Yes,
Zeta is
please.
kind of there, but like I don't feel it the same.
Just give us enough time. I remember when one of the suits came out a few weeks ago. Chat was all aflutter about one of the suits from like one of the Crossbone manga or whatever that had like a little. This one's like a link sword. Like it's a sword, but it's more like it's like a chain sword almost. But it's like fucking giant. Koraz probably knows the name, but I think he's one of the guys.
Koraz also was like, "What you mean? We got it in the Dryzen." I guess, but the Dryzen's also like the high speed, but with like a bigger bunkin. Like it's just slower.
Knee staggers on a full charge. Oh, no, I'm thinking of that other suit. That's the General Dewaj. Never mind.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, speaking of knee staggers on a full charge, I got downswung for playing the Hyzak custom here the other day.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Were you running the
Yeah.
machine gun?
No. Like it was at the beginning of the game. Apparently it's not meta enough at 450. You have to play, if you're gonna be A+ or higher, you have to play the detector at 450.
Itakata. I mean, it's a pretty in there suit.
Or
the custom. I could
or
see.
the
I could
mud
see people
rock.
doing that. I thought you meant like the normal high, Zach. I could see people being toxic about that.
I don't know. After the buffs, it's pretty legit. I mean, we won the game.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. All I said was I could see people being toxic about it.
Yeah.
But I feel you, man.
I mean,
Like, it's not reasonable, but we've seen it before.
oh yeah. I mean, well, I think you could say that before the buffs, but after the buffs now, it's like maybe they just, again, in order to know about all the buffs, you have to check the patch notes every week.
Check your skills.
Which is another kind of issue.
People are definitely picking up on it, but I mean, you could definitely tell there are people that don't. Like, there were a few instances after the patch notes came out where you still had people trying to use like bird lime underwater.
Yeah.
In the first week of water
Just
patch.
goop.
So I mean, you're right.
I mean, there's still people that's being surprised about the Aqua GM too. So
I guess, like, I don't know. Is it just people where it's like their first time with a game like this? Are the communities that they are in just not thorough enough? Like, I kind of wonder what happens with that sometimes.
I think it more just comes down to like not everybody really cares enough to check. And I don't mean as a bad thing.
But it's one of those things you don't care about until it matters, and it's just like you
for
probably
sure
should have cared
and you
sooner.
just learn the hard way.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of wonder if people even know they release patch, like how many people actually know they release patch notes.
Right. Like, is there just like a visibility, especially since the JP account gets it before the US, and sometimes it comes like, depending on what they're talking about, like for bigger updates, it comes after the update actually drops, as opposed to before as a preview. When originally that's what it was.
Because I mean, then there's also the fact that like there's the Reddit. I don't know how many people are actively like sign up for that. We have our scattered communities of
right. And then there's the Discord, like the overarching one for the game.
Yeah, there's that Discord, and not even like including how many people like in those Discords or our Discord and have them muted. How are you supposed to know when GamingEmblem goes live if your Discord is muted? Or any of these other guys, but
I'm in so many, and they just is too much for my brain. I'm sorry.
I mean,
yeah, I don't have that
I'm
problem.
in 100 Discords.
Yeah, I am not.
And I have to
delete.
I have to delete one every time I
Well,
join
not
a new
like
one. Because
not
I'm
like
at the limit.
official chorus, but like unofficial that's like prominent.
Yeah.
Or even not. Because more of what I'm trying to get at with bringing that up is just like how many people are even in there, and in that regard, like how much of the player base
Like
does it
active
even
player
represent,
base, I
right?
guess, right? Because like depending on how long that Discord's been going on, they update every day. I mean, every week they have like they literally have little gifts and shit for the new suits, and they throw in all the screenshots and stuff. So like obviously there's a structure to it. Like they probably should also be helping on the wiki, but whatever. That's someone else's project, and the Discord's just their way of doing it.
But speaking of patch notes though, Hildolfer is in the DP store now.
How much is it? Has anyone seen?
I have no clue. Nobody actually responded. I said that in the update video. I was like, if anybody knows, let me know.
I could probably. I think I can look after this match on Ginny. I'll just have to. We got like 5 seconds left, and I can try to get in there. Man, we fucking slapped that match. Damn. Let's go.
No, I'm not seeing anything. But actually, well, I turned it off because
Yeah,
everything was
let me try to
dying on
get
my
in
end.
there. And I'll
Um,
try to take a look because I don't think I have it at level 1.
Then figure out what rank you need to be as well. I'm guessing
Hmm.
it's either Master Sergeant or Ensign at this point. I would bet Ensign.
Probably.
Sorry, I was
Ensign.
typing too, but just to kind of like put a number on what I was talking about. So like the battle operation Reddit, for instance, has 5.6 thousand members. So depending on how often they follow it, I don't know how Reddit works. I don't know if you can set up notifications whenever like posts come up or whatever.
Like an RSS feed or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like that or not. But
I know it has like if you're in a community and actually are part of it like that.
Well,
So
notifications do that for the follow. Yeah.
yeah, I know the in your like little feed of stuff that comes up, there'll be like one of the top, viewed or liked or whatever. However that
I
goes,
got you.
thumbs up things.
Put
Also,
it this
chat's
way,
telling
like
me
I
in
get it
regards
to
to that
you, man.
thing you were talking about, it's 160K in
Yeah.
Ensign 10.
Whoa,
Yeah, Ensign 10.
crap. Well, it is definitely a top tier support. So, man,
It's also a 400 though. Like, damn, dude. Like that's on par with some of the 550. You're talking about. Well, no, that's like major.
well they did nerf the 400 one more than
Yeah, the 450s are still Ensign 10, and
Yeah.
then like, let's try to see if there's a 500 in here. 500 is Ensign 1 for the full armor Gundam at 500. I guess since it's a leveled up suit too, right? Like it's not baseline. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting that there's so much of a difference.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The I will say the Hildolfer, I think its best form right now is the level 2 Hildolfer.
Hmm.
But the level 1 still definitely a great suit. Definitely can recommend trying. If you don't like it the first game, play about 20 more and then it'll start to feel better. I can speak from experience.
Use your drift button.
Yes, L2. Get your deja vu on. You are required to listen to Eurobeat while you play that suit. Okay.
It's better at the 20th episode, I swear.
Oof.
We
I've
also
heard that
got a we got a step up, half off first step, and then this is a 2-star suit, so the second step's pretty relevant in this case.
Mm.
And if you just, have all the tokens, you can get some guaranteed 3 stars for third and fourth step. 1 each.
The discount's not bad. And I originally wasn't going to pull, but like I wouldn't mind having an Aqua Jam to short my low cost matches. This thing seems kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
really
looking
want
at the
to play it.
weapons too was gross. But then we got a purple normal suit, or Earth Federation Forces CO1. And then the only other thing in the patch notes, Gapfly level 2. We have a 650 Gapfly now.
Kind of weird. Kind of interesting.
They gotta
How do
push
you
some
guys feel
things.
about that overall, though? Like as a suit, like does it having a 650 feel like it's more encouraging if you had it to try to run it at high cost, or is it just kind of like gotten left in the dust by other stuff?
I mean, I haven't got to play it yet, and then playing against it, either I just decimate the person or they're just god tier with it. So,
well, it's also kind of interesting the fact that like its main weapon kit is pretty much what people are speccing against in regards to like beam damage.
Mhm.
So you kind of play it like pseudo, like I would say like mid to close range. You definitely want to be in favor of using your like range options, I feel, maybe. So it's interesting. Like I think the Cubelays would snack on it, personally, for the
Yeah.
most part.
You got a heavy bunga on that thing. But the switch time, at least to me, and maybe they've changed it since, but the switch time between your primary melee and say you're using the Fedayeen, right? And you try to go to the spear, it feels like there's too much of a gap to really be like fluid with it.
Mhm.
And I know they definitely changed that for the Humbrabi. That shit is quick. So it's not impossible.
Yeah,
Well, they
they
use
actually
weapon,
buffed the
right?
rifle. Oh, sorry.
I would just say I think they use the same weapon. So the swap time should be the same between the two suits.
Maybe it's just a perception thing, but yeah, it felt, I don't know, it just felt slower to me when I was trying to like do the same kind of stuff. Like when I finally got it, because it took me a minute to even get it.
Yeah, I just finally got one recent-ish, and I still really haven't played much with it, even though I want to.
Mhm.
I mean, it
And
has
like
more like firing options. So maybe it's the swap time for those that is the
Possibly.
pick up more than the rifle.
the Humbrabi also has the serpent, right? That you can kind of mix in
Mhm.
there. It doesn't count as melee. You can kind of get away with it a little bit more. So it's got more options to like open people up with. Because that the shoulder cannon is forcing you to stop too. Like it's nice because it is a stun. It's not a heavy stun, and it feels a little damning sometimes at the output. Like, especially if you're someone who wants to play it on the outside. Unless you're just using it to set somebody else up, I don't know what you'd really use that for compared to like the output on say like the Mark III or something. With even though that doesn't stun with its shoulder cannons. But I'm interested in seeing people try to run the high end, the 650.
Yeah, I think again, I think the people who were already playing it are probably hyped right now.
Just that much better, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like
even more to work with. Let's go.
I just wonder what the level 2 Zeta is at this point. Like,
Zeta's like extinct. It's kind of fucked up. Like that's another suit I got super late just for it to be like entirely irrelevant. Like even the guys who used to put all those blood, sweat, and tears into just like decimating people in it have kind of fallen off because now they have the A1 to with. Or like the higher level DJ or like the Dryzen. Like there's just other things they can do. So they kind of left it alone.
that's strange. I mean, I feel like the Zeta is still very relevant. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just that guy that, like Magnum was saying, gets when the suit comes out and people are like, yeah, it's time to crush. But like the Zeta is so nice to play, man. It does
It's
everything
just
so well.
relentless, right? Like
Yeah.
it's got the reach, it has the transition time down pat. Like and
Yeah.
yet, like when I get in there and I get that flow going, and sometimes it's just like I'm hitting everything, I'm doing stuff, and it's just like I just wish I had the output to come along with it. It's almost too balanced at its cost, and it feels like things with the resistances that they're rocking, even melee wise, like it's just not hitting shit hard.
I can kind of see it being lacking a little bit in damage, but I just the thing that just kills me with it every time I see one, the thing that I hate the most is like, here we go, here comes that long range melee spear nonsense.
That downswing that reaches you from like across the rail. Let's go, my divining spear.
For real though.
I'm just waiting for the level 2, and it'll be a secondary banner. But when you roll on it, you get Rue's pilot suit, and they could take my money because I want that shooting star right on my character's ass.
Let me put it on that cheek real quick.
There's one down there. Go play Gundam Breaker. Go play Gundam Breaker 3. It's there. It better be there in this game too.
I
Just
still
saying.
want more announcers or whatever it's called.
I
the
agree.
hell they get ruined there. Char and Amro are always ready to get kicked around. They're doing stuff. Shit, they'll do voiceovers for baseball games. Fuck it. Get in there.
For real.
Oh yeah, and apparently when you transform in this, the heat rate is different for the beam rifles or the beam weapons.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Oh,
didn't
so
know
you
it
get
had
like a
that feature.
second scene shots. That's cool.
Yeah. So it's got like the Oshimar effect kind of thing going on.
Mm.
Yeah. The best way to check is just to see if whatever gun you're using is its own weapon when you're in transform mode, or if it's a sub weapon. Usually, if it's even though it's the same gun, if it's a sub weapon, it'll have its own stuff. Methus is a good
Ah.
example too.
Actually, yeah, let me see how that looks on the Zeta, because that'd probably be a good example. The opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think the beam
Yeah,
rifle
yeah,
is
there
the
it is.
primary
Like
skill.
it's shaded out, but like yeah. It just counts as a main weapon and he had the beam gun as a sub. That's cool. That's an interesting way to just like tell right off rip. I didn't think about that.
But the any other thoughts on the Gapsley?
I would probably go 2 grades on it. I don't know. I don't think it's bad, per se. I just don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really see it. I don't think the level 2 will change it that much, unfortunately.
I mean, downside is there's not a actual banner for it with this, so
Right.
you're still just trying to get
Crossing your
lucky.
fingers.
Yeah. And then last thing I guess to mention is clan ranked this Saturday 9 p.m. Pacific.
Mhm.
So we got a late night one. Woot.
The midnight simple battles as always. At
Yep.
this
It's on
time, it's in
space.
Spurs.
And 400, so Isaac time maybe.
Also, probably
probably
gonna
not.
have people whipping out the Isaac.
We're a little bit over on one full team right now, so I might sleep in on that one. You guys got this?
Uh-oh.
No team, no pants.
Responsible bet signs, guys. Let's go.
That's totally just because it's on a weekend. I can't make it, man. Oh, I hate to see it.
Retail life. Oof.
I will say though, I might just a little bit be insanely happy when November 1st hits. Saying. Getting an extra hour
yeah.
of sleep.
That's true.
Every Wednesday and every clan ranked is going to be nice because instead of having to stay up till 2 a.m. every late night clan ranked and 1 a.m. for the banner. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I
when
woke up late.
you stay up for those hours anyway, then it feels earlier than just like you having less time to sleep.
And I'll be able to stream for an hour after the banner comes out. It's going to be great.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Post content. Oh shit.
Whoa. GamingEmblem. Who is this guy?
Bruh.
Who just goes to bed as soon as the banner comes out and misses all the good opportunity to capitalize on excited viewers? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be going to bed after the banner comes out.
Oof.
Midnight, man. It's going to be like, yes, I can sleep. Yes.
It's gonna be lit.
I can, you know, I can not accidentally sleep in every Thursday. So yeah.
The Ramzagok seems really good, by the way. Like, oh my god.
I still
have you
haven't
run
seen
into
it in
one?
the wild.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I saw Jonah playing it, and
Of course.
holy crap, that thing has an insta stun moving beam rifle. It can move it. It can walk and
Bro,
shoot
what?
an insta stun. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. I know.
What?
It's madness.
That's wacky.
It has secondary beams that it can fire that have separate heat from its main one that it fires from both hands. Yeah, I know. Like the downswing can hit a target on the ground because you do a overhead scoop
Are
down
you
rotation.
serious?
Yeah, it's
With a
nuts, man.
smash? Like, let's
On an
go.
aquatic suit, I know.
Yes.
Oh,
Aquatic
man.
grave. Finally, the Zagok pain is gone. This thing
Yeah, that
actually
thing seems
works
really good.
sensibly.
Hmm.
That sounds amazing. It just makes me more pissed that it's a climax suit.
Yeah, right.
For-
Ugh.
Oh,
It
I've been
hurts
running
me.
into the Dom single gun for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I ran into one or two when it was in the rotation, but like, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. This is a thing. I even did a double take on another Dom, and I think it was a multi-gun is what it turned out to be. Because I was
Hmm.
just like, I just saw one, and I'm like, whoa, dude, I saw one. They do exist, you know. And
He does exist. They do exist.
like, the next game, I'm like, wait, is that another one? Like everybody was like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was a single. Like, it was funny. Chat too was like, wait, was that single or was that multi?
He's like Bigfoot spotting. It's like, oh my god, a clam match suit, Jesus.
Oh
You get some really blurry screenshots. I think that's it right there. If you could just look
my
past the
gosh.
brush on jungle.
I need to go back to that. Then I need to go
There's
back.
a Night Seeker too, right there.
And its natural habitat. Clapping
No.
cheekies.
For real though, it was on Jungle too, so I need to go back to that stream and try to clip that out, and then just
And,
like
like, blur it
screenshot it
and, like-
and blur the spot where the Dom single gun was.
Yes. That's
Who's that
content, baby.
Oh, that's amazing. But yeah, so yeah, clan matches on the weekend. Gonna be good. I can't wait. I just want to try the Isaac in space on that because it is space. Like
Mhm.
I tried it in the mix up and did well. So let's
I'm
go.
pretty sure that, like, at least the initial, like, first hour, there's gonna have teams that at least it's just to see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
probably get sweaty towards the second, but like, we'll see it a little there.
Ooh, man. I wonder if we could kind of view the dish pulse as like a precursor to like the new type pressure attack. Like the O is going to come out and it's going to have the pressure shockwave. Probably not, but
Like a personal version of it. That'd be kind of cool.
that doesn't hit your friendlies. That'd be
Mhm.
disgusting.
Like,
That'd be
you know where everybody is, and why is this guy beelining? Oh god,
no, it just stuns everybody in the radius.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. And it's a natural 650, so we'll just say knee staggers just for extra broken.
Oh my gosh.
And then then like a Sirocco quote plays when you do it.
Like all of your
Interesting.
all of the all of the people that do the announcement are like Puresha. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, pretty
What
much.
happened?
It causes the whenever you do it, it stuns everybody in the radius, but it puts the O into a knee stagger and takes all your thrust. And if you get hit by a Wave Rider crash during that time, you just insta die.
Is this oh shit.
And when it happens, there's a cinematic. They just play the scene from Zeta Gundam.
Foiled is like, I would say the entire enemy team becomes brain dead, but then there would be a difference.
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing would
go.
change.
Oh.
Everyone just goes gammy. Is like, oh, just regular game. Don't worry about it.
What? Nothing happened. It's like,
Are you sure this thing isn't broken? Yeah, they start getting like a bunch of
Hit the-
reports. Like,
hit
I
the
think the pressure button is defective, man. You guys might want to patch that. Like, no,
Oh,
it's
gosh.
happening.
well, I mean, this would be from new translation, okay? So it wouldn't do anything at all, right? It feels just fine.
He got better.
You just had to suck a little bit of space air until Best Waifu Fa came and threw him that space helmet.
It's just so dumb because like Best Waifu Fa still did shit in Double Zeta, and like he went from vegetable to at least being like somewhat coherent. So like that progression
Yeah.
was still okay. He just also awoke because like a giant terrorist act happened, which is really fucked up.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like episode 1 or whatever?
No, when they dropped the colony and he's like
No,
on the
yeah,
shore,
the-
like, oh my god,
Oh,
everything
okay, I
the
got
sky
that.
is fucking falling again. Oh god.
What the? Operation British woke me up from comatose. What the fuck is going on here?
I forget what they dropped it on. Was it Dublin or some bullshit? Like some offhand, like I forget. It's not something like that, but yeah, like they dropped it on another colony on a country. And it's just like, yeah, no big deal. Holy shit! Like that was his reintroduction into the world as like someone who's actually like conscious again and just not a space vegetable.
You know, like on a slightly different note, how come there's no where do miracle children for that colony drop? Everyone's always like Operation British, Australia. But like nobody ever like hypes up the other ones in the manga and the novels and stuff.
I was about to try to make like a real life equivalent, and I'm glad it didn't go there. So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, once you have one big like disaster, sometimes the other ones, even if they're just as devastating, sometimes just kind of get put over because people are like desensitized to it and shit, which is fucked.
Yeah,
when you think about British, like half the world's population, if not more, got wiped because of the extra debris that fell off, not just from Australia, but everywhere else. And then like the poles got fucked up. There was tsunamis and all this other stuff. This huge shockwave that like fucked the entire Earth.
Also, by the way, actually speaking of that, okay, speaking of that, so when that one dropped, when that one dropped in Double Zeta, like it's just like, oh no.
What?
And the
because the
colony's
crazy
like
thing is that they were making such
together.
a big deal of how much bigger it was.
Well, and the colony didn't even break apart.
Yeah, it was a full colony.
It was just like, well, I mean, didn't it hit and like was still like kind of standing or whatever? It was just like,
yeah, like just you see the entire thing, and it just like how.
I couldn't say for sure. I'd have to look.
Gundam's kind of done that to itself too. Like every series has to have like a colony drop or like some big like dropping nukes or some crazy shit. Like Seed loved nuking spots to try to wipe out the cast. Like playing through Crosshairs, I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, where's the convention?
Nuke all the plants. Drop the plants on the Earth.
Giant satellite laser, then drop the laser on the Earth. Like, bro,
I know, man.
Stop
like, freaking Crossrays doesn't go into how graphic the thing in Alaska or whatever was, but that base they're running away from, like the bomb they put down there, that's some fucked up stuff.
That's
like, yeah, man. Like when it goes off, everybody that was still there, like anybody got affected by that bomb, like literally imploded. They like blew up like a fucking bag of popcorn, and they exploded into a bloody mess. Like
microwave.
Oh my god,
too, that fried those ships. Oh
yeah, like it's so brutal.
That's intense.
And then IBO apparently has the Danes, which we haven't gotten that far yet. But yeah, that's gonna be fucked up too. Just people in, because all that is just like, yo, your cockpit's looking pretty nice over there, bud. That's all those suits are about, is like just getting in and mushing the pilot into paste.
Yeah, that's some Gundam X stuff. They were all about that in some cases too.
Or that girl who got mauled by those Cerberus BQs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gundam's fucked up, guys. War bad.
Pretty much. I just can't get over the colony not doing the same thing as the previous colonies.
Literally, Camille should have been vaporized on that shore, watching it fall down.
Yeah, that too.
Everyone in that area should have been dead.
But I'm pretty sure the colony was actually still just one giant structure after that. Which is why I'm just like, wait, what?
Like,
First of all, there's like only
Where's
the
the
people
Camille?
there died. Only the people in that city died apparently, and except for they didn't, because they all got evacuated close by, so they still should have died. And it's just like, okay, cool. That's what happened. There wasn't enough people that actually got killed by it, so it didn't actually explode. There we go.
I don't know.
Sure, something like that.
No one dies in anime; they just get captured.
They go to the shadow realm.
They get put in
yeah, for sure.
They get sent to another dimension.
when Operation British fell, millions of people just got captured by Xeon.
Or like in Wing's case, they get destroyed, not killed.
Yeah, and then the pilots are, put in a place where they're never seen again because plot reasons, right?
Yeah.
Oh
I
no!
mean, if Hero didn't die when he was standing right next to his mobile suit that exploded, no one dies in the show, right?
This is a big old pool of blood coming out from his brain hole. That's fine.
When Tole got hit by that shield, he didn't die. Ignore the helmet flying off that probably saw his head in there. Like he just went on vacation, man. There was a little island paradise. He's hanging off Nicole now.
Nico had to have a whole beam saber in his lap, though. You know,
You gotta take a little something with you.
that's a rough souvenir, dude.
Oof.
That talking about that kind of reminds me. I don't think I ever
Love to play the piano,
brought
my
it up.
dude. What?
Yeah, well, not even memes, but I was playing Super Robot Wars D, I think it was D or J at the time, and that's like one of the first ones that Siege shows up in. And Tole in that game, like it's kind of like how in Crossrays, how you have your people in your ship, and they'll have like their special abilities that they can activate.
Yeah.
And I was watching Gundam Seed at the time, and I saw the episode where Tole dies, and I was later just like, "Fuck, I'm gonna lose spirit commands."
Oh no!
Like literally, as the first thing I thought, I was like, "My spirit commands, no,
No!
It was the worst."
Must protect.
Yeah, that shield popped his head off. I was like, "Fuck!" You always know whenever somebody has like decent spirit commands in those games or whatever. It's like, oh, something's gonna happen to you. Like, this is too good to be true. Especially looking like a side character.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking Thunderbolt. When they infiltrated that ship or whatever, and they were about the scientists are about to like suicide bomb, and the one GM notices like just turns on his saber. A bunch of them get fucking disintegrated, and then the rest gets sucked into space. Like, bro.
Yeah, stuff is brutal. Rocket launcher wielding bikini warriors getting incinerated by beam sabers,
or just heavy impact by getting hit by an entire Gundam.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen Victory Gundam, but like I don't want to be Uso's mom. Like, oh man,
oh my god,
Operation Big Roller all up along the side of her fucking head. Like, holy crap!
Moms don't get it real easy in there. Like
they don't.
Neil's mom, let alone Uso's.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I need to watch Victory.
Great
stand
show.
up to it.
Victory will leave you throwing your hands up like, what the fuck?
Nah, Victory's awesome.
Being
They,
like,
they set you up with stand up for the victory, and like, fuck yeah, good times.
Yeah.
And then like
winners forever. It's just like, oh god.
Winners Forever is fucking sick though. That's such a good song.
Yeah, it is
It's
fucking dope, dude. Oh my god, man. Like when you realize like how many people get bodied, but yeah, winners forever. They keep coming through.
Yeah.
Damn.
Winners
forever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Infix is so good.
They need to have a reunion concert or some shit. I want to find out that one of them's dead, but I'd be sad. Like, damn,
that'd be so good.
That'd be awesome. But anyway, yeah, that was a tangent.
It was.
Yeah. So new suit speculation, and then wrap it up with some shoutouts.
Sounds good.
Okay. So what do you guys think? What do we got? What do we got coming?
Ewak Jim. Let's just get the other one in there.
Dragnar 3.
I'm just gonna keep saying the O at this point. Although I think the O is coming at Halloween.
It's just a Magnum in the background. Ahem! Just pointing at the O.
The pumpkin the O.
That's what I was saying. They should make it into like a jack-o'-lantern or something. Just give it a skin that comes with it. That'd be amazing.
You know, thinking about the O real quick, does Sorako ever wear a pilot suit or a normal suit?
No.
Nope.
Oh, that means you get his normal clothes. That's pretty cool. They better give me Sokko's like fucking lab coat or whatever he wore. That'd be pretty neat. And his headband.
Yeah.
Got a hair back. They'll probably dig up something from some manga. I'm sure there's like a manga that exists where he's in it and he has like a pilot suit on, or something. We'll get that instead.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like I know it wouldn't make sense, but I do kind of hope that Theo has like some sort of pressure something going on.
If they do that, I'm gonna like send angry tweets until they give it to the Cubile.
Yeah, that's true. Like I guess in that case, how would you want that to work? Like should it just be a button? Or should it be like biosensor?
Well, I kind of think it would just work like the dinner plate wave at this point. Like
Instead of
they've
just
already
like
kind of set a precedent for that.
threshold.
Yeah, because before this, I would have said touchpad, but now that the plate's in the game, like I guess it could just be a weapon too, right?
Yeah. I think that would be a good way to do it. Like it doesn't instant stun, but like it just cranks up people's stun meter. So like if they're already getting hit, they just
yeah.
like, oh
That'd be
shit.
cool, too.
Like, what
Now
happened?
that sounds like
Like someone's
legit.
trying to run away, right? And they already started getting peppered on. You just pressure them, and there they are. They just get nailed.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. It just builds up stun meter.
Yeah, like
That's
50
not
to
bad at all.
80% or something like that.
Yeah, it just like cranks it real hard, and like anyone who's engaged just gets bodied, and everyone else is like,
Guys, we have to use
"What
battle
was that?"
operation numbers. It'll be like 3% or 6.
Oh god, you know what?
Something like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like literally, like they're one bullet away from being stunned anyways. Like, oh, I did it though. Pressure.
Oh, the reloading pressure.
Let's go. Oh, it's so cool. I can't believe.
Yeah.
That'd be sad, but that's probably what it would be. That's life. That's life in this game. All people are busting out their pumpkin heads. Getting there.
Oh
It's
yeah.
almost time.
But I kind of hinted at one of my calls for a new suit. I would like to see the Methus Light. I would still like it to be a raid, but if we want to start getting more support suits in the game, I would be okay with it being a. I would like to see it as a support. I know we won't get 2 supports back to back, but you know, like I said, they just dropped the launchers and the dodge roll, and give it beam pistols, the grenade, and like maybe some kind of heal or something like that. Like different types of supports. I'd like them not all to be camera gun radar people. Just add some variation. But like having a suit that can heal things would be pretty cool.
Mhm. Something about like a giant suit with like a welding gun kneeling in front of your suit and just to like chuck it up real fast would be kind of funny, but also amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, with how strong, like if it's literally the same beam pistols, like if it's a support, you get the damage advantage because those pistols are good. Like having the launcher definitely helps, but if you're trading off for the utility role, you still have the ability to do decent damage. And like I would even so much as say like if they drop the dodge roll, get rid of the rockets, and it just has like this utility skill added, I don't even think it'd be all that bad to have a support be able to fly. Like I think that would actually I think that would be a flying support that
I'd almost
like,
go there and
too
say that
scary.
they should up the damage for the guns in that case, since it's
Well,
rocking
that would
so
just
much
be
weapon.
native to it being a support though at that point, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, because like leaving that out of the equation, I feel like would still kind of fuck that up, but like that'd be amazing if they just went like that, even if it meant that it had to have like a separate weapon or whatever.
But it'd be interesting. But Furlough, raid 70 beam sabers. Let's fucking go.
Real talk, I wouldn't mind
That's
them
funny.
making it really hard to stagger too, especially if you're talking about something that has to actively be around people to heal them. Like making it so that it can't get like hit out of that too easy would be nice.
Do you think they just give it damage control or something
Yeah,
like
like
that?
something like that. Like make it almost Zamalish. And like don't include it for its transformation, but at least when it's on foot, when it's actively doing its job in that regard.
That'd be cool.
I wonder. Like, I feel like if it had the negation, it might be a little too strong. Maybe not though. It's hard to say. But that would definitely let people use it.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I feel like when you have pioneer suits like that, you have to really sell them, and that's kind of what
Okay.
I'm afraid of when it comes to the Isaac. Is that like if they didn't sell it enough, and like if we come in like a month later and it's just like completely out of like the meta or rotation, like that's gonna be a bummer because it might discourage them from trying to do more shit like that.
Sadly, I feel like with the nature of just the way that suit is, and unless they do something, to where if you've got somebody marked, you get assist score. I feel like it's going to fall out anyway, because the only groups that are going to use it is people doing clan ranked.
Yeah,
Like unless they go off a clan ranked option or stats. But
I definitely still want to mess with it. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get it here. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. Year 3 and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have to say I have to change mine from the O unless it's going to somehow be a general unit, because we got a raid last week, we got a support this week, so we have to get a general. They can't do raids or supports too close. So I've got to change. I've got to change mine. Sorry. I'm gonna go general. Just something either because supports can't just have the nice thing to themselves.
No.
So
On dock.
the GP00 with its
Sorry, no AC suits in this game, please. Or AD. I know Don. What is it in Double O?
Well, no.
I think he needs the Blossom, the Gundam
the
Blossom,
Blossom.
right?
I know, I'm messing around. I know what he's talking about. I was just trying to be like Gundam.
Right. Is it still the regular AD or is it actually? I actually forget what they said in Crossrays. Shit, now I gotta go look it up. No.
Double O timeline, go somebody. Chat, go. But yeah.
It's
like,
Anno
it's still
Domini.
Anno Domini. Yeah, it's the same though.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, the so with the GP, the Blossom. Let's just say the Blossom.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still like to see it as a higher cost support, but yeah. I mainly just said it for the general meme thing. But other than that, full armor slave wraith. Still need to see that thing. Pretty sure that was a general last time, right? Is that what we found? Either way, but yeah.
Full armor slave wraith? I can't remember. Are you talking about that?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of any other.
I can't remember.
Actually, wait. No, I know.
Like the Aqua GM was a support in the last game.
Oh, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna actually. I think I finally know the something double Zeta. Either the Zaku 3 custom or yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. We need that in the game. Let's just go with that.
Looking at it more for the Blossom though, like I could see this being like an alternative to the 7th, right? Like they just give it like a standard rifle, and then it has the big launcher to charge up and just kind of sit down with.
It's the better blue version, right?
It just has the radar
no.
to just ping on people.
Well, see, that's why I want it to be a support, is so that it has the radar to ping, and then it has the
particle interference wave searcher. This shape red on device. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, this had some cool stuff. Like, let's go and get Moon Gundam.
Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know what Moon Gundam was, and then now every time I hear it mentioned, I just think of where I've got it on Gunpla Warfare. I'm just like, this thing's absurd, and then I'm like, what is this? What in the world is this from? And then I'm like,
It'd be
oh,
interesting to see like self buffs that aren't exams on certain suits too. Like first, like what kind of comes to mind is I can't remember. It's like Volte Lumiere or whatever. That's a seed. Or that's one of the seed suits. I think it's I think it's the one the Stargazer uses or something like that. But I could be mixing them up.
No,
But
Voltelli
something like
Mirror, I
that.
think is this. Isn't that like a cannon, satellite cannon or something?
I thought it was something else, but it's something. It's somewhere in Gundam. But
Let me see.
Alice. But it's having stuff like that. That's it wouldn't even be like anything crazy.
Oh no,
that,
you're right. It is Stargazer. It's the system for the suit.
Okay. But something like that that's not necessarily like touchpad and usable once, or maybe it could be usable multiple times because you can do transforms, but just something that you can activate, and maybe all it does is just boost your movement speed, or something like that. Like it doesn't have to be busted or broken, or whatever, but it's just like a little minor buff that lasts for a few seconds, kind of like how buffs work in Imbon, where it's like
Right.
on
You
your
got, like,
attack
free
meter,
movements and stuff.
yeah, and like slowly declines as it's active, and you can like turn it on and off and just use it when you need it or something.
Be
Yeah,
kind of
that'd be
crazy
pretty
if
cool.
like other suits had burst modes like that. Like it's not just exam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else for new suit stuff?
It's all up in the air. Hazel, let's go.
There we go. There we go. That's what we need. We need a General Hazel.
I
There we go.
I feel like everyone would be like, that's literally just a Tristan.
Oof.
That's attrition with
Feels bad.
4 beam guns.
That's a lot of beams.
And a fast melee. That's not bad.
Hopefully. God, I hope they do. Like, I hope they don't make it slow. They give it. Oh.
Anyway, here we go. Shout out. Dog.
Okie dokie. Gusab 13th, Gusab _ X on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. As I was saying before, we are doing Gundam Battle Operation 2 dailies every day while also going through Cross Rays. We are currently in Iron Blooded Orphans territory, and then once we're done with that, we'll be moving on to 3. Also, keep in mind the clan matches are going to be going on this weekend, so be sure to ready up with your folks if you can, and definitely in our Discord. Check that out if you can. And I hope to see you guys around.
And I am gaming Tenda. I stream video games like Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation and Genshin Impact on the internet. Genshin Impact right now. I'll eventually play more Ace Combat 7 chat, I promise, maybe. But yeah, twitch.tv/GamingEmblem Tenda. But yeah, video games, internet, fun, something, wow. Gaming Emblem. Whoa.
And as always, everybody's links will be down in the description below. Again, thanks for Casa coming on. That was awesome.
Sure.
But I am EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. Got a Discord, Twitter, YouTube channel. I'm pretty much going to be doing Genshin Impact. Oh man.
What's wrong, Magnum?
What's
the problem?
You might get slapped in a second.
What?
Just be careful. But anyway, I'm gonna be doing some Genshin Impact coming up probably tomorrow. Some Path of Exile. I've actually got to, now that I can play. I need to actually get stuff done in that. Maybe some Avengers. I don't know. It just feels good to be able to play PC games with frames, and even more frames than literally before this problem happened. Gonna be doing GBO2 dailies, of course. Got the clan ranked on the weekend, so that'll be Saturday night. Weekend, don't know exactly what I'm gonna be doing. Early next week, more PC stuff and Genshin and GBO2 dailies. Wednesdays we got the tabletop stuff, and then Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern podcast. But yeah. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Leave us a comment down below about what you thought of what we talked about and what you'd like to hear us talk about in the future. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.